Quickly, Gamma, introduce the ProPokeBowl. Go!
Ah, it's the ProPokeBowl!
Oh, you did it! Do it again.
That's the ProPokeBowl!
You have to do it again. Hold on. Ready? Okay. This time I promise we got it right. Are you ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's the ProPokeBowl!
He did it.
Yeah.
You did it right, my friend. Now keep the hype up. Go, 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 go.
Are you guys ready for tonight? The semifinals? Let's go!
You did it, Gamma.
I don't think I have a future in this business.
It's perfectly fine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ProPokeBowl Season 4 semifinals and finals. Tonight we will crown a champion between our four opponents who will be looking to become a champion along with the rest. My name is ProPokeBowl. I'm joined by twitch.tv/AmmaGamma. Say hello again, friend.
Hello, friend.
Tonight, we get to see the end of a legacy, the most competitive series we've seen thus far. 6 became 4 last week, and now it is truthfully the night where we actually get to see who will join the ranks among the ProPokeBowl champions. Let's actually take a look at them while we are here. Season 1, California Captains with Coach Dagger Drome all the way back December 21st, 2015. From then on, Ivan, now looking to make it a 2-time, Sweet D and Lord Scrummin have all joined the Golden Wall, and tonight there will be potentially one more name, or maybe a repeating name, as Ivan is one of the 4 semifinalists looking to do this. As part of the celebration, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on Discord, champions have actually received an extra role. PPB champion has been announced, as well as there will be some other incentives tonight for the new winner. So, glad to see you all coming out. This is only existing because of fans and of all the supporters and everything like that, and it gives me an excuse to wear my suit. How do I look, Gamma?
You look pretty fancy, I gotta say, man.
RCS pin, Twitch pin. Oh, is that legged? Is it that legged that much?
Oh, no, it's about a second.
Oh, you're building it. Either way. Tonight, guys, we are a bit delayed. All 4 coaches except for... Okay, so 3 coaches are missing. Ivan needed time, Ox needs time, and Mitch needs time. So we're going to stall for some time. Gamma, you are now an analyst. How did last week look for you in the quarterfinals?
Looks pretty good there, noob.
I definitely see that you watched them last week.
Yeah.
All right. You were actually involved. Were you involved in the drafting of the Sock-Powered Sky Sharks this year?
Not that one, but I was in the pre-Pokeball, like where we did the drafts. That was a fun time.
Okay, but you know, you've heard about the stories of Oxum and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I've heard some things.
You've seen the story of Mitch. We know that these are the 2 coaches that we're kind of expecting to somewhat make it to the finals, depending on if Ivan can actually shut down Oxum and friends tonight, and whether or not Gamer can actually put on a show and potentially dumpster Mitch. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. We could always see that coming. Who are you excited for the most tonight?
Honestly, I feel that the Sky-Powered Sock Sharks were probably...
Wrong name. That's next season's.
That's their names. I don't know. Man, I'll try.
You should be trying. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm surprised to see how far they've all come, honestly. It's been some pretty hype moments the last couple of weeks especially, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how they do tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see Mitch on top, right? We've always seen him as kind of overshadowed by people like Diego or Scrubbington and stuff like that. When he came in to take over for Mr. Star-Lord's team in Season 2, he's a really good battler, and it's cool to see that his strategy of playing is actually working really, really well for him this year. Whereas, again, I put him in the trifecta. He's more that aggressive kind of balance-based team, but he's making this hyper carry work. And based on the way that the meta we've seen in the quarterfinals has gone, the top 6 all have super aggressive teams, and his team is arguably one of the best, right? Only maybe matched by the likes of the Sock-Powered Sky Sharks in terms of aggression, and he's made the Sharpedo Beedrill core kind of work for him and has just built good defense around and has set everybody up. So it's super cool to see that. It's also cool to see Oxum have such an aggressive team actually working out for him, or for her, sorry. But, you know, it's not like a Chaos Infinity situation. We actually see his team being built really, really strongly and has shown that the aggression that puts out... I mean, I actually am going to show some papers in a second, but there has been some great aggression that has caused her wins rather than just overzealousness and then getting taken over by any team that is decently constructed. Apparently, teams did not have the defense, which makes all the more power to her power, basically. That's the best I could say about it.
Yeah, it's definitely been working out for her the past couple weeks, I'll tell you what.
Thank you, Hank Hill. And then we turn to the other side. We look at the 3rd and 4th seed here. Ivan's actually the 2nd seed. My bad. But we look towards W. Wellington. He has had a lot of time to scout. He actually sent me some messages saying he has done his research, and frankly, I've done my research too. And it does look like it is. I want to say just a tiny bit of an uphill battle. I don't think it's going to be too difficult for him to try and definitely match the level of the Stock Power Sky Sharks. I'm really looking forward to seeing if he's going to be bringing out the Hydreigon or the Cofagrigus. I think he's hidden those for some reason. He is the type of person to hide strategies to catch people off guard. And for the side of the Sarasota Suicunes, we've got the rookie, right? First season, first time in this, first time seeing this, and the man's in 4th seed. He's made it through to the semifinals. Unfortunately, he's up against arguably the toughest person in this tournament, but he showed a decent showing against Project and has honestly constructed himself a more meta team, so his movesets are actually going to be feeling a little bit better here, and I think that's what he's going to really need going into the finals. That's your cue, Gamma.
I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to all this. Specifically, some of the stuff that we haven't seen. I'm expecting a few surprises tonight, and I'm just getting very excited, and it's going to be a good night.
And one thing that we do have to take a look at tonight, and this is something that I always put emphasis on, is how much information is shown in the quarterfinals. So I actually have some papers. I'm not going to flash too much because I don't want to show too much off. What I do before the matches, ladies and gentlemen, is I actually print off their PokePastes, and I highlight the stuff that they've done, as well as on the back of all of my banking information. Never mind. But the point being, I take a look at the Stock Power Sky Sharks. Let's start with them. Their match against Doodle, they actually showed very little, and a lot of it has already shown that it's straight offense, right? The only defensive item we actually saw here was the leftovers and Intimidate on Hitmontop. Otherwise, everything is built straight for offense, and the types of moves that she's shown, only one full Pokemon was actually fully revealed. That was the Weavile. We saw the Life Orb, we saw the 4 moves, but everything else was between 2 and 3 moves, so if you're going into this Gamma and you're up against Stock Power Sky Sharks, you're W. Wellington, and you're getting only so much information from the team, what's going through your head when you're trying to plan out your starting comp in game number 1?
Honestly, seeing how offensive they've been, I would probably be looking for something that could hold that off for a little bit until I can get myself together. Maybe throw a bunch of entry hazards in there as well, and I don't know, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think defense is the answer here per se, because we haven't seen a defensive core that's been able to stave off at least the aggression from Oxum's team. He does have the Suicune and the Registeel and the Hypno, and he showed oh wait, never mind, I'm kidding, we're talking about the wrong team. He showed that he has the Rhydon, the Tangrowth, and the Mantine. That's going to be more than enough for him, but I almost want to think like Ivan should really be focusing on trying to get his Salazzle and his Mega Manectric going, because he's shown most success when his defense stays alive, but I'm concerned that there's just going to be too much pressure with the Thunderous Therian, with the Talonflame. Like, his team's going to have to take so many hits that I'm almost afraid that once he loses that defense, his offense is outmatched by Oxum's. So if we take a look at the teams here, there's a lot of, not Oxum's team, but there are a lot of defensive options that he has, one being that Cofagrigus that he hasn't shown. What do you expect to be out of the Cofagrigus? I think it would be a decent thing here. It's got the Mummy ability. It's got the ability for Trick Room. We're talking that Trick Room could be the key. We saw it kind of out of Project last week. What do you think unless Cofagrigus and Hydreigon could possibly be bringing to the table?
Honestly, I think I agree with you on the Trick Room situation, because that's going to give him, at least most of his Pokemon, the upper hand in speed at least. And he could set up, and I feel that that's going to be a real big game changer tonight, specifically.
Yeah, and really, I wish I could have seen Project versus Oxum, because he brought the Trick Room. We already said that he kind of had that kind of duality that was just the weakest of both worlds, but Trick Room looked really good against Gamer, and then Gamer had to adapt to bring slower Pokemon. You tell me on the side of the Stock Power Sky Sharks, tell me when you find a Pokemon that's slow and is actually offensive.
Let's see. No.
No.
Nah, sort of. No. And no, I feel that that's going to be a big game changer. Like I was saying, Noob, I agree.
Yeah, and like the slowest you could possibly ask for a type of offensive sweeper on the side of the Sky Sharks, if that's an SD for Alligator. We have no information on it. If it's SD, that would be the closest to handling it, but it's got crunch, so it doesn't have to really matter about it. Really, the best course of action would be for Ox to basically just keep going with the ram face. And unfortunately for Ivan, he has a pretty fast team too. You'd have to be looking at something like a Cofagrigus Machamp mix. Even Hydreigon could get away with it depending on the build of Oxum's team, but really, other than Ludicolo and Feraligatr, Ivan's kind of locked into building those Pokemon in, and they're strong, but we saw how weak it was for the Trick Room to work, for Project, or at least for Ivan, he has somewhat of an offensive Cofagrigus, maybe, if we see that, because we have seen, like, Nasty Plot, Trick Room sort of set up, so you just go straight bulk, but otherwise, it does become quite perilous if you try and go that route for Ivan.
I agree. Honestly, it's probably going to be an uphill battle most of the night, specifically whether or not Ivan has chose to build this Cofagrigus with a Trick Room build, or if he's going to go and try and set up.
Yeah. And I mean, we were even looking at, if he was to go up against Mitch, or if he was to go up against Ox. Ox doesn't really get affected by Mummy too much. The things that hit don't really care. I mean, the most you're going to get is, like, Sheer Force for Alligator, but you're probably dead from Crunch anyways after a setup with D, with Dragon Dance, or Choice Band, or Swords Dance, that sort of thing. So it doesn't really actually benefit him. It would be more for, like, Mitch trying to get rid of maybe Speed Boost, or Strong Jaw Sharpedo, looking to get rid of, I think we were talking about Rockhead Tyrantrum as well, just something to give him at least that one-turn grace, depending on how that thing is built. And unfortunately, it doesn't get him a lot of value. It almost feels like it was picked to stop it from being used against him. But it's also just a good afterthought Pokemon. He did grab the Hydreigon on that same rotation, so it's not the worst thing in the world for him. But I really want to focus down on, what is the star? Who is the offensive threat on Ivan's team here you think is going to be the best against Oxum?
That's a good question, Noob. I feel that Starmie, other than the Therian, I already forgot it already.
Thunderstarian?
Yeah, Thunderous Therian. Other than that, I feel that Starmie is going to do pretty well as a sweeper, being as fast as it is and as hard hitting as it is.
So the only thing I would say to that is it's not very fast compared to Oxum's team. It does have some coverage. We have seen Ivan bring different move sets. I do expect a more offensive one, honestly. The funny thing is, I'm talking about this, and I haven't looked at the PokePaste either, so I've checked it, but I've made sure I don't remember most of the moves. I do think, in terms of aggression, we're looking at more of an aggressive, maybe a Z Crystal or a Life Orb Starmie that could try and manage it a little bit better. He's run Waterium Z quite a bit, so I kind of expect that he'll do the same thing just because it's very, very strong. I also think that Mega Manetrix is going to be very valuable just because of its speed and Intimidate. He's going to have to play that very, very, very safely. Only shows a 20% win rate on it, but he has succeeded with many other things on the side of it, and he only pulled it out, I think, around week 7? He pulled it out fairly late in the tournament. So, hit some very good ways around the strategies he's working with it, and honestly, I mean, you see the wins of his team. It's his straight defensive core there. Tangrowth, Rhydon, Mantine. So, I'm hoping that if it is going to be a Manectric, I'm assuming a Manectric is going to be in every single match for the purposes of using the Intimidate and just having the 135 speed to handle stuff like the Weavile.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually starting to agree with you on the Mega Manectric. That thing is pretty fast, and I feel that it's going to take out a couple Pokemon at least. Going back to the Starmie, though, Sharking brought up a good point. They do have a Weavile. That thing can knock off anything that the Starmie's holding and just one-shot that, to be honest.
You are talking about Berry Lord, though. This is Berry Lord Ivan. He's brought Cobra Berry before. He's brought all the berries. I actually want to make a list of all the seasons where he's brought berries. Not to make fun of him, but I want to see if he's actually legitimately tried to use all of the berries to help him in some way. We saw Cobra Berry on the Jellicent last week in the quarterfinals against Gamer. We could see it again just to say a giant FU, but at the same time, we don't have anything really other than like Hydro Pump that could like revenge kill on the Weavile. But at least Weavile is Life Orb, so that's not too scary for me to get through it.
Yeah, its time is numbered at that point, but
yeah,
no, I agree with you. Ivan could pull that out, but I have a very large feeling that he won't. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes tonight.
Yeah, and then on the other side, we got to talk about this this heavily one-sided side of the bracket. I don't know how else to say it. But you've got the Sarasota Suicunes up against the Pichu Warriors. Gamer had to reveal a lot to beat Project, and, you know, we're talking like full Suicune reveal of Restock Skull Mind, full reveal on the Hawlucha Power Herb with double flying High Jump Kick and Thunder Punch. Shoutouts to World Leader. Mostly showed the Mega Sceptile. Registeel has almost been fully revealed. Like, it revealed the whole defensive set. I don't think Mitch necessarily cares, but what do you think Gamer should be doing here? Because let's put you in the situation here, right? Let's say you're going up against someone like Sharking or Mitch, and you know that you are not the favorite for the match. You know that he's got all the information of the stuff you have used. What is your strategy? Do you have to go more mental games here? So what is your actual strategy going into this best of 5?
Honestly, I'd probably do my best to get into the mind of my opponent and try and pull out some of the stuff that people wouldn't really be expecting. Specifically with that Hawlucha, that's got a really interesting moveset. And I feel like Gamer could do pretty good. I feel like he could do real good if he gets it gone.
Yeah, and, you know, for me, if I'm playing up against someone who's much better than me, honestly, I would just overpredict beyond all imagination. Right? Like, the hardest part about Pokemon battling, because, again, I don't consider it a super competitive game, but if you want to treat it like chess, really, really good Pokemon players not only read movesets of their opponents, but also read 2 or 3 turns ahead. So you want to see, like, if my opponent leads with Heatran, and I'm out there with Salamence, what's going through his head right now, right? Like, what am I expecting my opponent to think I'm going to do? And then what do I want to do to answer that? It's generally about controlling the tempo. You want to get your strategy going, and make sure your opponent's caught off guard so you gain advantages. And sometimes, in this particular situation, we have seen some fairly even matchups going in favor of both opponents, right? But we've also seen it's also because you're not reading too far ahead. You maybe see a turn ahead. If you have a direct plan and you work your way into it, that's how Mitch has won this entire tournament. That's how he became champion in the regular season, is he basically, the entire match, he's losing Pokemon left and right. Turn 42, the Sharpedo comes out and he wins, right? Everybody's like, oh, he's about to get destroyed, oh shit, but he comes out in the last turn with his last Pokemon and wins the game, right? He's not making it close, it's all planned, right? Deaths are planned, fodders are planned, making really interesting plays and just placing certain things. Like, he's planning out the damage calcs, he's planning out everything to basically state that my win condition is not dead. And until you kill said win condition, you can't count him out, no matter what I say or what anyone else in chat says, right? I say it for dramatic effect. But in the back of my head, I'm looking at this going, he's still got this thing, and we've said it, we've seen it multiple times. Pokemon that people put out against the team, if you let stuff like that set up, you lose. So, for Gamer, how far in advance, like, let's say you can't read Mitch in advance. What do you do? What is your lead here? What is your linchpin on your team here to handle? You know, like, do you play safe? Do you just go all in and say, you know, screw it, Stunfisk in? Like, what do you do here? Stunfisk OP, though.
No, yeah, true. Honestly, for me, just personally, I like going hard and hitting as fast as I can, so I'd probably go full offensive. But agreeing with you earlier when you brought it up, I feel that this match is going to come down to the tempo and how you read it, whether you read too far ahead or you don't read it at all. Honestly, that's what it's going to come down to, in my opinion.
And for Mitch, because he is the one unique guy in this group of 4 here, I honestly give Gamer and Mitch credit for the defensive capabilities they have, right? You have a Registeel and Suicune, right, on the side of Gamer. And then on the side of Mitch, you've got the Heatran, you've got the Celebi, whatever he's built with it. But generally, you're going to be looking at the Heatran, the Slowking, the Klefki, the Golbat, the Mew. Like, the list goes on and on for his defensive Pokemon. Now also bringing Serena on, that's a little bit of a surprise coming into the playoffs. We haven't seen it yet because he hasn't played yet. So now you sit here going, both these players have the defensive capabilities, but the difference is we have a Sharpedo versus a Hawlucha. Sharpedo can set up anytime it wants. Hawlucha is kind of an all-in sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But Gamer also has the capabilities to bring in things like DD Ments if he's brought that, or sometimes, I mean, we saw that it was a Choice Band Diggersby basically based on the damage it did to that Mega Aggron. Like, we can make some of these assumptions. You have E-Speed Entei, depending on what the build is for that. He has a Slurpuff with Belly Drum and Unburden. Like, he's got so many things that actually come back with it. But knowing that there's so much bulk to go through, how aggressive do you actually go? Like, how much face do you actually go as Gamer here?
That's really a tough one, dude. Honestly, I would say just go all in. Just go as hard as you can. Gotta go hard in the paint, man.
Hard in the paint?
Hard in the paint, dude.
Can he go hard in the dirt though?
I mean, honestly, if you don't hit that paint, you're going right into the dirt.
Right through a wall made of paint. Not a painted wall. A wall made of paint.
Yes, exactly. But
yeah.
Honestly, looking at these rosters, I really would like to see the Pokemon that they haven't really got a chance to show. Specifically the Sceptile and the Serena. See how that works out.
Well, I mean, Mitch hasn't played yet, so he's not going to be able to show anything. But I see, in terms of usage, my bad.
Usage.
Yes. He did use Sceptile during the quarterfinals. That had Earthquake, Leaf Storm, and Focus Blast. We don't know the last move. I can only assume it's Dragon Stab. We don't know if it's Dragon Claw or Dragon Pulse, or if it even is that, because I'd only assume it's like double cover. It would be double stab and then coverage in Earthquake and Focus Blast, but
yeah,
that's the best that I can assume. But I mean, like, he's definitely shown he has the Pokemon to do stuff. I'm just wondering if it's going to be enough, because Mitch doesn't willy-nilly leave his defenses out there, and you're dealing with a Regenerator poke, just like Ox is going to be dealing with that Tangrowth. Difference is she has a bunch of Pokemon to kill that. Gamer dealing with Slowking, Mega Sceptile's too easy to read, and then you've got the good coverage with something like Klefki or Golbat or things like this. So I'm really interested to see what Mitch is going to be bringing here, because based on what I can see, it's Sharpedo for Ox and Gamer, and then it's Beedrill for Ivan, because that Beedrill just absolutely destroys Ivan's defensive core. So I'm really curious to see what type of defensive moves and what defensive options he's bringing, or if he's actually going to end up going a little bit more aggressive to match who he expects to be on the other side. And right now, it sounds like Mitch and even Diego wants to see Oxum go through to the finals. I don't know if that's biased because, you know, nobody likes Ivan apparently for some stupid reason. But I think the movesets will really determine who our opponents are expecting, and that's the skill that comes out of the semifinalists. Is Ivan and Mitch now have to, you know, predict on the opposite side, assuming they go to the finals, who are they playing up against, and are they good enough to take that on as well? Yes, agreed. God bless. Perfect.
Sorry.
No,
I was drinking some water.
Yeah, don't die. Don't die on me. It's hard to do without a camera.
Yeah, it's alright.
So just to let you know, everybody, my hair suddenly poofed up after we were doing that. I think I got really riled up talking about this. We are waiting for all the competitors to be ready. We are going to get everything done tonight, so just to let you know, it is a best of 5. These teams are not allowed to change from the quarterfinals. They entered the quarterfinals with these 12 movesets, with these 12 Pokemon, 12 items. Nothing has changed. So if you want to go take a look at the other battles, I have put them up under the ProPokeBowl list down below. Make sure you go take a look at the battles, excuse me, if you missed anything, and then you can see what movesets we're expecting to go in with. As well, you are receiving double Numits today. I highly recommend you keep those safe. You start donating. Let's actually take a look at who is winning the support race right now. And, Gamma, you might have something to do with these numbers, but the Sock-Powered Sky Sharks are leading with 14,500 points, next to an eliminated coach, the Atlanta Kilo Conquerors, in 5,200.
Oh, man.
Who do you think I think Ivan deserves some love today. I think that's a very disappointing number for second seed. He's like that guy who's hated, but everybody loves him because he's hated. But these numbers definitely tell a story of who's been going through, who really is getting supported here. So.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
But you know, I highly recommend you guys keep donating. Of course, you can donate them to teams that are not in the playoffs. All you have to do is go into the video extension in the bottom right-hand corner. You should see my face in a little bit of a box. Click on that. Click Redeem Newbits. Oh, no! Oh, I know why you guys can't do it. I didn't enable them. Fuck, I got everything but that one thing. Ah, bad me. Wait, no, I enabled them, didn't I? I enabled them last night. Come on. Did I?
Uh-oh.
I'm smart. I did not. Damn it. I mean, I did. Perfectly. So if you guys go into that, redeem Newbits, you should see the 4 options to donate your Newbits. You can do as many times as you have those things. Go from there.
If not, it's just refreshing your browser.
Yeah, just refresh your browser. You'll be able to do it. Redeem the Newbits. It'll take the Newbits out. I will put them in at the end. We will calculate them. Of course, we will be announcing the MVP, the Most Valuable Pokemaster Award, at the end of the playoffs because the person who wins cannot be the MVP at the same time. So there is a potential that Oxum can win and also become the MVP, in which case we move on from who has the next most Newbits, unless for some reason the Newbits go by. But you are receiving double Newbits today, so make sure that you get that support in. It's the last time to support before we move away from this season. The first match will be W. Wellington versus the Sock Power Sky Sharks tonight once they both are confirmed and ready to go. Ox looks like she is just setting up. I'm really excited for this. This has been arguably one of the best seasons that we've had on the channel. Not for audio reasons. By the way, guys, the audio things are still going to be a problem.
One day we'll figure
What's that?
it out. Let's hold on.
Yeah. But like in terms of drafting, I think the mock ProPokeballs did a lot of great stuff for people to practice and just get into it. It felt like people had a greater understanding on how to build teams, and really there was a meta that developed within a meta, and that's the coolest thing. And to me, that means that regardless of a level of skill, the meta shifting in the quarterfinals and the finals means great things for future tournaments. So I'm really excited about it. Are you joining next season, Gamma? Do you have that time investment?
Honestly, seeing what I've seen so far is making me really excited, and I really would like to get into it. But we're just gonna have to see how things play out, and hopefully next season I'll hopefully be there.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are waiting for season 5. Which, by the way, guys, I feel really bad. It's looking like September because I'm not gonna let Extra Life for the other stuff get in the way of the Pro Pokeball. But for the purposes of rest for all the coaches, this is a lot of time and investment. It's been basically 11 to 13 straight weeks for everyone to have to show up on a Wednesday night to do it. And it is very time consuming for some people to build teams. And it's very tiring for me as well to commentate. My voice every night is usually not shot, but I'm very exhausted. It's a very exhausting thing that runs Pro Pokeball, but it's definitely worth it for you, the audience, and for everyone here in the community. I don't think we could find a better community to try and share this with in the Pokemon sector. So thank you very much for making this the best you possibly can. Expect a Season 5, though, in 2018. I'm going to have to change the music here soon because I'm running out of 30 minutes of my intro. So basically, the way it's going to work, 2 semifinals. We'll take a giant break so that both coaches who do make it through will have a little bit of time to rest, including myself, and I can finish my peas and corn. And then we'll be going on to the finals, and everything will be done tonight. Oh, man. I'm excited for this.
Me too,
I am really excited for this.
Me too.
Now, one thing that we can talk about, Gamma, and you know more about this than anything else, is the charity event.
Discord's.
Uh-oh. Gamma, no! Gamma, no, we're talking about for the kids.
Oh, we're going to talk about for the kids.
We're going to talk about for the kids.
Yeah, okay. So.
Oh, no.
You want to get...
Oh, no. Okay,
how
everybody duck your ears. Okay, we're good. That almost became scary. That almost became super scary.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Discord's really being weird tonight.
Yeah, it's... My music almost died, and it would have been blaring in everyone's headphones.
Oh, uh-oh.
That would have almost went horrible.
RIP headphone users.
Yes. Actually, hey, it didn't break that time. Interesting.
Oh.
I'm gonna grab this really quickly. But we are doing a charity event after the Pro Pokeball concludes, starting June 20th, I think we agreed on.
Yeah, that is the tentative date.
Tentative? Tentative. Hello? Huh?
And
Gamma's dead. Gamma's dead. Gamma's basically... Oh, hi, Gamma.
Okay, oh my god, this is dumb. I just heard myself getting cut out super hard. Okay, yeah, no, Discord's being really bad tonight.
Yes, it is.
Alright. But, where were we again?
We haven't even started. Nobody
yeah.
knows what the hell you're talking about.
Alright, cool.
Whoa,
so,
shit.
we're gonna be doing a charity event to help sick kids, and it's happening again, isn't it?
Nope, just keep going. Just keep going. I'm gonna find my way through this. Just go, Gamma.
Okay.
Just go.
Oh god, no.
Just go. Keep talking.
Everybody, we need your help. Raise your hands and give us your energy. Discord's dying.
My stream's dying. Everything's dead. Everything is dead.
Yeah. All right.
Everything is suffering and everything's dying.
Well, this is a normal stream with both of us, I believe. This is more to expect on the 20th, guys.
Yes! More bugs.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing a charity event to help sick kids. Me and New are going to be doing some incentives to help raise that money. We're looking forward to it. The tentative date for that is June 20th. We're going to most likely be starting earlier in the day, and it's probably going to go on all day, maybe even several days. Probably several days.
Probably several days.
But we will have more information when the time comes for that. Noob, feel free to read off the incentives.
Oh, I'm in here right now.
All right.
So
cool.
it's called the Superpower 5K Incentives List, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Super Power Run. This is doing for Fan Expo in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is the first time they are running this event. I am hoping that I can run this event actually, and if so, I'm going to try and get a kind of video, like kind of a vlog of everybody running at this event. But since I am not guaranteed that I'm going to be able to support through movement, I want to support through charity fundraising. So, Gamma and I will be on Pokemon Showdown. We are going to the top 500, not top 500. We are going to be the first to 500 rando battles. The generations will mix up. We will have some rules around that for ourselves. But basically, the goal is to try and win 500 plus rando battles. And you're thinking, Noob, why do you have 500 plus on there? For every dollar donated, this maximum number, or this number that we need to win and end this wonderful event, ups by 1. So the more you donate, the more we play. The more that the donations come through, the more we play. The more time that you want from us, the more you donate, the more we play. Simple as that, right, Gamma?
Yep.
There you go. So we have some incentives put in here for everybody else. We will have this posted during the event. We will have this posted as well. There is a video that goes with it. If you go to youtube.com/amagamma, you can also see the video that he produced. It will be up on my channel as well.
Link.
Do it. There will also be a link on
There's
my YouTube, so you'll be able to see his link and my link. Basically, it's very straightforward for you guys. We'll be mostly playing, but you can do these donations for $1. Our choices will be decided by dice. We'll be doing some dice rolls, which is actually pretty interesting. You guys can choose the generation. You can battle on behalf of us. So you can, if you want to battle me, because everybody wants to battle me during this, $5. Increase the number of wins we need by 5, and you battle either myself or Gamma on behalf of us. So if you want to throw for somebody else, so in other words, if you want to see me lose, pay $5. It's easy. It's an easy loss for me. You can also reduce our scores or a Dunsparce only battle. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 32 different Dunsparce builds to show off. Gamma has to catch up because I've got so many different Dunsparces, it's literally coming out the wazoo.
The number has multiplied in a week, guys. This is terrible.
I've literally sat there and built each of these Dunsparces to be unique. None of them do the same thing. Dunsparce is not versatile. That's why it's very interesting. But we have a Dunsparce only battle tier as well. You guys definitely want to pay to see that. We'll probably do some extra battles on it. Some of these are just restricted to 1. We might just do it if we find it to be super fun, want to show off a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Our goal is very simple, $100, but we will raise this over time because if you guys do achieve the $100 goal, which I know Marie wants to do it, I will be dressing up as Officer Jenny, and Emma Gamma will be streaming as Nurse Joy for the remainder of the charity event. Super simple, super easy. You get to see me. I'm tryharding. I'm going to put up a picture of my girlfriend making the costume right now as we speak. Not here, but at home. And Gamma's already getting the stuff. I found the hair today, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. I forgot to find the hair. Damn.
That's like the most important part of Nurse Joy.
Shoot.
No big deal. But anyways, we have the cosplays ready. These different incentives, every $100 we go up, we have different things. Something may be involving bacon and peanut butter, so make sure you guys save up for the charity. I am going to ask, because obviously we are doing something... Yeah, instantly just makes us change into them. I'm expecting that, T4. 100%. I encourage you guys, starting June 20th and on, if you want to support the channel... If you want to support the charity, you must do it through the donation link. That will be very apparent and easy for you guys to access. If you want to support the channel, and it's easy for you to just make that money go from me over to charity, obviously I want you guys to support charity. I appreciate each and every one of you who do want to support the content for the amount of hours we're going to be doing for this and all that stuff. But this is for the kids, and I just want to be the conduit to support this as much as I possibly can. We are the Mediocre 5. That is our team name. That number will change depending on how many people come in. That's how mediocre we are. But... if you guys are saving up to maybe donate some bits or stuff like that, save it for the charity. That would be the best way to do it. Gam, are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready. I got my dress right here.
Oh, God. I've got nothing. I've got my salute ready.
Well, there you go.
That's the best I can do. But yeah, it's going to be super fun. We're going to make it really fun. I bought a bunch of D10s just for this event. So that's going to be super awesome. By the way, we're going to do it with D10s. Or other things.
Boy. I think I have a couple spare D20s in my closet.
Well, yeah, we'll use different dice. We'll figure stuff out. Also, for those of you who missed this yesterday, Master Ball cufflinks from my girlfriend for my 3rd anniversary with her. These things are fucking clean, man. Look at these things. Look at this.
Damn, that looks really nice.
Don't they look nice? Like, they're shiny, they're perfect, the art is excellent. I don't wear cufflinks, and I don't wear tuxedos, but I told her if there's going to be anything I would want to bling out with and just have it, I want a Master Ball cufflink. And it was a joke, and she's like, I found them, and I go, yes? Let's do it. But this is my other cufflinks that I don't use, but yeah, they're super awesome. So, if I wear a tuxedo to my wedding, which might not happen when it happens, if it happens, these are going on for sure. Easily. I mean, after one of our friends used the, what's her name? What's the elf, the high elf from Lord of the Rings?
Shit. It's Legolas.
No. The woman one.
Oh, wait, never mind. I don't know.
I'm not streaming the wedding. We already discussed it. It's not happening. I didn't want it to happen that way. It was my day, not yours. Get out. I'll invite you otherwise. Galadriel. Yes, Galadriel. Not Galadriel. Galadriel. She actually had the crown of Galadriel on instead of like a veil. So that was hers.
Oh, really?
And the other
That's
dude,
cool.
he bought, well, all of the tables were named after Alliance or Horde things from World of Warcraft because they're big gamers. Like, enormous. They have 2 of every console. Because if one of them wants to play N64, they don't want to share. Or if they want to play A games, like, no, I want to play this game, and just pull out 2 N64s and start playing on it.
That's great.
Oh, it's awesome. But he had actually Alliance and Horde cufflinks. So he had the Alliance, and then depending on what his best end supported, I think they had those 2. I think. Out of that, it was an idea that was supposed to go through, but I don't think that'll happen on my... Otherwise, I'm getting everybody Pokeballs, and I'm wearing the Master Ball. For obvious reasons.
No, yeah, that would work out.
So cool.
Pretty cool.
Would you believe that this shirt is suede? This jacket is suede?
Huh, really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's some fancy suede.
It's some fancy suede,
it's an
man. It's
interesting
super
material.
hairy. You can't see it, but it's fairly comfortable.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Oxum, hurry up, man. I can only stall for so long. We've actually stalled for an
Oh,
hour. We actually stalled for a total of an hour and 6 minutes by changing the time multiple times, talking about the charity event. We've talked about the team comps. There's not much more I can do other than hype. Yay! I don't know. I'm just waiting for the battles.
I could drop the link again if you guys want to watch that 40-second promo video for the kids. I edited together a little promotional video. So feel free to spend the next 40 or so seconds watching that. Hell, maybe watch it twice so that we can kill some more time.
You can see how many plays each of us won on in that battle. I think there's like 4 Thunderbolts in that video or something like that.
Something like, I don't know, probably. The Dunsparce battles are gonna be fun.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to those Dunsparce battles, man. Like the Dunsparce match.
I gotta catch up now.
I can't wait. Those actually look legitimately awesome. Not those, but like, you know what I mean. I'm really looking forward to the Dunsparce ones, just because I'm so proud of the movesets and how much diversified they are, to the point where literally the only fighting moves you can use are HP Fighting or Rock Smash. So it's balanced. Thank you, Marie. Appreciate that. What's that?
Check out and see if there's been any redemptions for the favorite team. Maybe we can update that.
They probably have, but actually, yeah, we could keep that on screen. We could keep that on screen.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see who's going to be the fan favorite of the whole season for ProPokeBowl.
The only thing is, it's hard for me to actually. Oh, Jesus, Gamma, why? Okay, yeah.
What happened?
Give Gamer the win against Mitch because he deserves it. I accept your 5 new bits. I do not accept your request, friendo.
I wonder who said that. Cough, cough.
It definitely wasn't anything there. But let's update some of these new bits here. We actually have... Let's see. Everything's coming in for Wellington, so we've got... Let me do some math here. 1,000, that's 1,300. We've got 2,300 new bits for Team W Wellington. Damn, boys. Thank you, Marie, and a secret donator for it. Take all of your new bits before you try and do it again. Must earn those new bits. I mean, the man's in the finals, or in the semifinals. Why would we not? Why would I not see this guy, like, have a lot more? You know what I mean? Again, he's up to 5th place. That's respectable. I like that. Team prediction, Ivan. I mean, honestly, God damn it. I'm gonna have to change these later. We have 1,000 new bits coming in for the Sock Power Sky Sharks. Up to 15,500. I feel like there's a discrepancy and a bias in this chat. Just throwing that out there. Just a slight bias between all this stuff.
A lot of people watching your stream just must love the Sock Powered Sky Sharks.
There's a lot. Look at all of these people just rooting for the Sock Powered Sky Sharks, as everybody's literally just looking at the Sharks section of the Sock Powered Sky Sharks. But, overall champion, Gamma?
Overall champion?
Overall champion. Who are you thinking? Who are you liking?
Am I liking? Honestly, even though I really am rooting for the Sky Sharks, I have a feeling Ivan might pull through tonight and get that new ProPokeBowl win. Just my thoughts.
I mean, people don't really talk. I don't know why. I'm the only one that talks on stream, but generally speaking, Ivan is just an overall good player. Like, he is the rounded, but like I said, he's the bottom of the top, right? He's definitely that up-and-coming stronger player in this channel, and maybe he's not necessarily at the level of someone like Mitch or Scrubbington or stuff like that, but he's definitely done very, very well, and oftentimes I think this gets overshadowed by, the rookies coming in, or like the smashing at the very top. You gotta remember, this guy was at the top for 7 weeks. Like, he was first, undefeated, nothing was stopping him until people started bringing in Pokemon that could actually destroy his defensive core, and, what was it, like, 6 of the 9 other teams couldn't fight that core very well. And those are the ones that are not in the playoffs, go figure, right? Like, he basically dumpstered those who could not break through it. So, I mean, you have to give him credit for drafting what looks to be the perfect Ivan comp, maybe missing a couple of Pokemon that would be more his favorite, like a Tornadus T or something. But it's just, it looks so awesome, right? It looks so awesome for him, and I agree. I think there is a chance for him to beat down the Sky Sharks if he actually plays out his defensive course properly.
I agree. Honestly, I feel they both have great, solid teams, but Ivan has that experience. He's won before. He has won.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. But you never know. Anything could happen tonight, and it looks like we're going to be going to that real soon.
And it is going to be indeed. Gamma, thank you very much for sharing your time with me. I am going to kick you out, though, because I work alone. Sorry, dude.
That's fine.
Actually, do you want to be like the analyzer after the battles?
We'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Oh yeah. You know what? Go rest your voice, please.
Okay,
I don't want you
thank
to get sick and stuff like that. Absolutely.
All right. Talk to you later, Nick.
All right. Thanks very much, man.
Bye.
See you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Twitch.tv/Amagama, he will be joining us for the ProPokeBowl. Not for the ProPokeBowl. He will be joining us for, what's it called? For the charity event. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not about the charity event. This is about the Sock Power Sky Sharks and W Wellington wanting to battle. Let's get into it. This is game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Hype for the semifinals as we finally start only an hour and 12 minutes into stream. Sock Power Sky Sharks Coach Oxum, the 3rd seed, going up against W Wellington Coach Ivan Valdez, the 2nd seed. Let's see what we've got going on here. Let's take a look at the teams. We do see the defensive core. No Tangrowth coming out. Probably afraid of that Talonflame. We know the information we are going to be looking for. And we look at the side of the Sock Power Sky Sharks. That is straight offense there. We do see the Diancie making the appearance, which we did expect to come out here. So let's take a look at what's going to be happening. The leads are going to be very important because, again, this is straight-out aggression versus a fairly balanced team. It is the Thunderous T versus the Rhydon. Rhydon's got a good advantage here. We do see a Focus Blast, and that's the only move that we actually have seen from this on top of Thunderbolt. I expect that we will see a lot of damage from the Life Orb, but let's take a look at what's going to be a switch here. I do expect Oxum to not try and take out the Rhydon. It won't die with that Eviolite on unless there's a crit, and Stone Edge would one-shot this, and I don't think you want to lose Thunderous T when it kills a lot of Pokemon on the side of Ivan's team there, so... At the same time, Ivan is also going to be heavily favoring keeping this Rhydon. Might even be a double switch from both of them here. Don't think they could take that risk with losing these Pokemon really, really early. Again, win conditions. Oxum is literally ramming face, may have setup pokes. We have seen very little setup outside of the stuff that was counting the Alaskan Arachnids in the quarterfinals. On the side of W Wellington, keeping the defensive core safe, using that Mega Nectar, which we did expect. That's his speed. He has everything else. He also has something we forgot to mention. Trick Room can work depending on what he brought on this Reuniclus. Reuniclus could be a big shaper here in this playoffs as well. And timers are already getting wasted down as both the players are trying to make their first move here. It's super important. I don't blame them. This is the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. W Wellington looking for his 2nd ProPokeBowl Championship title. Sock Power Sky Sharks looking to grab their first. Join the ranks of Dagger. Join the ranks of Ivan. Taking down a champion here. Joining the ranks of Diego. Scrubbington. This is her time to take it. We are going to see a switch into the Hitmontop. The safest play could be made. Just give it the Intimidate. We actually do end up seeing the double switcher. We actually have Starmie switch predicting the Focus Blast. So this is still in favor of W Wellington. We saw a close combat and a Stone Edge come out of this Hitmontop before. It has to remain the same. So we're curious. This thing could be carrying Sucker Punch, although Sucker Punch I think is a bit out of date. But there was that double switch there. So both of them realizing the importance of keeping those Pokemon alive. Can't make that, but it is the first turn. It's not necessarily an over prediction. It is a very just safe play, and that's what they're going to be looking to do here. Love this music. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep your Nubits up. You gotta watch for the plays. You gotta watch for the coaches you want to win. Keep rolling them in for the MVP award. We do see a double switch here into the Weavile for the Sock Power Sky Sharks. As a Scald does come through, that is a fair amount of damage. A burn would be devastating. It does not happen. Oxum lucking out a little bit here. That could have been extremely dangerous if that Scald had actually come through. Burns in either way would have been bad. None of the Pokemon actually appreciate it other than something like Diancie. It is going to be the Mantine sent in to take the knockoff. As leftovers are gone, that did over half. Icicle Crash could kill from this range. Dropping Mantine, not necessarily the worst thing. It would handle the Feraligatr decently, but... I mean, at this point, taking this amount of damage and losing the leftovers, it'd have to get a Roost off, and you're facing a Weavile. Chances of that are very slim to nil. Could just click Roost here, fearing anything else happening, and it does barely live with a single percentage of health, and he does indeed click the Roost. Ooh... That's a bit of Life Orb stalling. Knowing that he can take it, he might just be able to keep clicking Roost here. Oxum can only use so many attacks to try and get the flinch here, but there's a lot of uses of Weavile being wasted as Mantine is coming ahead on HP here. This is Weavile kind of just, you know, losing value. He tries to get the flinch perhaps, but yeah, you can just Roost up to full. That's in the best interests of Wellington. We may see if that was an Assault Vest. That could be an Assault Vest Machamp if he wants to send it here to try and manage it. Rhydon, I feel like, is too easy of a prediction for him. On the flip side, we could also see Manectric come in, but if a Focus Blast is used predicting the Rhydon, it could destroy the Mega Manectric. Not kill, but it'll do a lot of damage, so... No, Gamma, it would have to be at night. I'd have to do the thing at night. Thanks for the bit, Marie. Appreciate it. How you doing, Project? But either way, though, so we see that we have this Mantine standing ahead. Ivan's making the decision right now, using a lot of time up. Very deadly in Game 1, but again, Game 1 can set the whole tone. He does end up switching into the Machamp. Based on that damage of Focus Blast, I don't know if that's necessarily Assault Vest. If it takes the likes of a Thunderbolt, then it definitely is Assault Vest. But even then, Thunderbolt will only do slightly more, so it's very difficult to tell. I think he took it a little too well not to be Assault Vest. We also didn't see any leftover stuff like that. We'll see right now, as the Dynamic Punch is used, so confirms no guard. Does get the confusion, we don't see anything. So most likely an Assault Vest Machamp here. Just solid and in the best interest for him to take these hits to protect his Rhydon. But, of course, you don't want to leave this thing in to take a close combat. You need to keep this thing relatively safe to at least take one more hit. But unfortunately, again, this is the thing that the Stock Power Sky Sharks get away with non-stop, is essentially you can just do as much damage as possible to switch-ins, and then from there, when they have to switch it again, the value of the switch just gets wasted because it's so much damage. We do see a Reuniclus switch in here, as it does break through the confusion, goes for the close combat, gets next to nothing done. Let's see if this is going to have leftovers. And it turns out Reuniclus does. So it could be Magic Guard with leftovers. I think Magic Guard is still in the best ability form. Could also be Regenerator if he wants to have a little bit more survivability. He could be using it for the purposes of taking hits, and because he has the Regenerator. I mean, it could be Regenerator just for the, like I said, right? Many things can't take hits on the side of Ivan, and the more times they take hits, the less useful they become. So it could be very good for him. He is actually down to 75 seconds in this battle. He could forfeit from simple time drop. But Stock Power Sky Sharks also taking their time, starting to use their pool up a little bit. Frogger is going to make their way as... Ooh! It might actually be a support Reuniclus, could still be offensive, a Thunder Wave! True Ivan Specialist for Alligator is essentially neutered now. Yeah, I can go for the attacks. If it's not DD, this thing is destroyed, as that's going to have no speed to try and sweep later on. Crunch will come through. That took that hit. Not so well. Psyshock's going to come through. This does actually look like a more defensive Reuniclus. Interesting choice by Ivan, but may pay off here if he can try and do something with it. Marie, thank you very much for 100 bits. Appreciate it. But it is an offensive one, which makes me think it will be Regenerator coming out here from the side of Ivan. Mantine will make its way in. Water Absorb says nope, as it will be just taken down. Unfortunately, I mean, honestly, the Crunch did make the most sense there. Anything that could come in would be like the Machamp, but the Machamp, I mean, it's taking the damage. It's Assault Vest. It's got Dynamic Punch. Toxic does come out on the Thunderous Therian. This works if it has Nasty Plot or if it has anything else to sweep with. Damage will just be coming through. You can't paralyze it anyways. It's basically the best thing Ivan can do to it. More chip damage plus Life Orb. This thing is going to be losing HP day by day. Gamma, thank you very much for 2 bits. Appreciate it. Marie, thank you very much for the 2 bits. Keep that bit war going, ladies and gentlemen. This is the night to do it. Oh my god. You're gonna confuse the system, guys. Twitch is gonna explode because of my channel. Ivan down to 45 seconds of pool. Of course, in order for you to gain seconds back in the game, you have to make quick decisions to gain them back. It's getting very tight here. I mean, Ivan is handling this very, very well. He's going to switch to the Manectric to take the Thunderbolt. It does end up happening. It gives a Lightning Rod boost. Stock Power Sky Sharks maybe have to start thinking a little bit here. You are playing against Ivan. Ivan is a good player. This man will make these types of plays to gain the advantages. And they're not even that special. They're just standard plays, which means beat standard with a bit of an overread here. Read a turn ahead. Read 2 turns ahead. This is what we wanted to see. And Ivan is controlling this so far. Getting a lot done. Now, considering that Thunderous T does have Volt Absorb, he can't go for Volt Switch unless he predicts it. He does get the Intimidate down onto this as he ends up going for the HP. Probably Ice be the only reason he'd go for it. There's nothing to predict to go for HP Fire. Metagross is not the best switch in, and even then, it would be easy to read regardless. Plus, you have Overheat on Manectric, so why the hell would you go HP Fire? You have Flamethrower as well if you didn't want to go Overheat. Nonetheless, So, we do see a Thunderbolt. Does take out the Hitmontop. Fairly important, as this does mean that both Rhydon and Machamp will be able to get full hits off if they're allowed to attack. I don't expect they will be, though, because, truthfully, they're not that much threats because everything outspeeds and pretty much hits with super effective attacks. You have the Metagross, you have the Feraligatr, which can be outsped now because it did end up losing it. You have the Weavile. Funnily enough, you take a look at this team on Ivan's side. W. Wellington is looking really, really frail to a lot of things that could be happening. We do see Diamond Storm used here. Gains the +2 defense. Maybe planned out here to see the Rhydon switch. Rhydon can probably take one Earth Power and then go for Earthquake, but that +2 defense is probably going to prove problematic for Ivan, as it is going to preserve the life of the Mega Diancie. Ouch. That should have killed, but the Moonblast will come through. Ivan makes a good play, stays in, lets it die, and no reason to take extra damage. Starmie will come in now. It is not a speed tie, as Starmie is base 115 speed, so it will outspeed, but, I mean, that +2 defense works out in the favor of Ox, because it does mean that she does live that Earthquake, doesn't have to worry about an unfavorable trade, and, you know, you have a really fast Pokemon here to still handle the likes of the Reuniclus, and the likes of the Machamp, even have a decent hit against that Starmie. Feraligatr will be the switch in here on the Scald. We do see Scald, not Hydro Pump, not Surf, so it will be more of a defensive option. We don't see Life Orb either, so it's probably leftover Starmie. Really, Ivan is preparing to try and beat Ox here. You do have to do this type of thing because, you know, the thing that's been killing is aggression. Why not bring as many bulky Pokemon as you possibly can to be able to manage all of these aggressive folk? And the more healing you can do, the more tanking you can do, and waste all these Life Orbs that Ox tends to bring, it's the best way to do it. She does end up getting paralyzed, though, after going for Dragon Dance, so does reveal DD for Alligator. Don't think it's Double Dance, boys, so looking at DD, and has been neutered as she is going to get murdered by that Mantine. Double para working in Ivan's favor right now. Looking fairly good from 5 to 4. This Mega Diancie can come back in, although I think that Diamond Storm will kill it. Hits on the physical side. You don't have to invest in Mega Diancie's attack to do a lot of damage with it. It is going to come through. It's going to take the Mantine down. I think it has honestly done the job that it needs to do. We could probably see a Mega Manectric or a Starmie come in here. It does outspeed, just threatens. Super powerful Scald attack coming through is going to do a fair amount of damage to anything that comes in. You don't want Thunderous Starion taking too much damage because it will waste its turns between the Toxic and Life Orb. Metagross doesn't want to get burned, and Weavile's already been hit, so it is going to end up being a sack of the Mega Diancie here. Not going to be trying to win with that. Weavile could potentially clean up if everything is hurt a little bit more. We'll have to see, though. It is going to be Weavile coming in. It does outspeed, so I'll stop you taking any hits from it. This does mean that we could see something like Machamp come in. I think Machamp would be the switch in here, unless Ivan wants to preserve the Machamp for something like the Metagross. He does end up bringing Mega Machamp in, predicting the knockoff, and he does. Fair amount of damage done, but he did have the Intimidate. Excellent play by Ivan, actually. I like that a lot. I'm like, I wonder if he wants to just send it in on the off chance that maybe Ox goes for the Icicle Crash, predicting the switch. But, I mean, knockoff is the best move in her interest, so Ice Shard is going to come through, do as much damage as they possibly can to this, as Flamethrower will be revealed, not Overheat. Very important information for the Sky Sharks in future matches here. I really wish it didn't show my volume, but it is. Nonetheless, it will be Metagross coming in now. And Metagross feeling pretty good here. It has clear body anyway, so any Intimidate switches in are not going to be doing it, so I'm kind of concerned. It still looks good in the favor of Ox, but she's been heavily, heavily weakened, but so has Ivan. This is actually quite close. A lot of hacks going in the favor of W. Wellington, though, so having that advantage so far is going to be good for him. Sock Power Sky Sharks trying to go down. Ivan has pooled himself about 105 seconds in battle. Of course, if you guys want to watch this, the showdown match is always posted in chat. We'll make sure that mods can post it a little bit more. Rock Polish shown. That is the move we were looking for on Metagross, so it will be able to outspeed everything. And it does have those 3 attacks. It did have the Psychinium Z, so it is Regenerator Reuniclus, as we can see. Thunder Wave does come through. It's not going to happen. Voltozor heals it up, though. That's good for Ox, and it does mean that she'll have a lot more attacks coming out of this, which means the Thunderbolts will now drop. And because there's no Volt Absorb on that Mega Manectric, stuff has to start taking damage. And I don't think this is necessarily the play that Ivan wanted to necessarily make, but at the same time, depending on what this build on Reuniclus is, it might not be enough to handle the Metagross either way, so as the Metagross set up, it was in his best interest to try and go for it. Damage will come through at so much damage as he will end up going for the Side Shock. Bring this thing as low as possible. It will actually not live after the poison, so one more attack from Thunderstorm means you have a free switch, or you have just a switch into Metagross versus the world. And here we go. It is Ivan up 3-1. That Metagross is versus the world. I'm pretty sure that Starmie's coming in trying to get the burn. That would basically be curtains for the Sky Sharks. I don't think the sweep can happen, though. I don't think there's enough damage that can come out. Well, let's see. No, it could. If the Metagross does set up, it does matter on this burn, but instead he sends in the Mega Manectric. Try and get as much damage as possible out, perhaps? If Thunder... Oh, wait, he's got Flamethrower. Never mind. Maybe he can kill it before, but he's going to get wrecked if he doesn't kill with the Flamethrower. He doesn't get the burn. He's going to be looking at another problem here. But Ox also has to go for the agility, so she has to hope she can take a Flamethrower. She can take it. She can set up... He actually makes the switch to Machamp! What? He makes the switch instead. He could have just gone for the Flamethrower there, knowing she had to go for Rock Polish. And now she's going to get the sweep. He can't take the... How much health does that Starmie have? If Starmie has a lot of... Okay, Starmie has a lot of health. It won't die to the Earthquake. And if the burn comes out, this is risking it even more than Ivan needed to do it. All you have to do is go for Flamethrower and then go into Starmie to take the hit after. And this is looking okay. Z-Crystal comes through. Hydro Vortex is not going to be doing enough damage. Ivan not reading the play correctly. He actually tosses game number 1 out the window. And the Sock-powered Sky Sharks will take those as they'll be going up in game number 1. GG. Oh boy. We saw it before. And there it is again. Bit of an overthink there from Ivan. We know that he has done this. Oh, God. Hold on. Other music will be playing. There we go. Yay. And everybody's going to continue to go deaf. There we go. Oh, man. You have no idea how many screens I'm actually managing right now. Okay. I mean... Wow. I don't know, man. That was not Ox earning it. That was Ivan handing it on a silver platter, honestly. Just, he gave it up. I don't know. That weirded me out. I don't see a world where the Machamp actually gains the advantage, because Flamethrower knows that she has to go for it, so she goes for the Rock Polish. She goes for Rock Polish after the Flamethrower. Then means that she has to two-shot, because we know she has Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, and Meteor Mash. Which means that if he gets the burn, she's toast. She lives all the hits, and then you have a pretty decent Machamp to maybe take it. So, having the defensive tools but not risking it? Kind of bizarre there. But, hey, again, we take those. Those are free. Oxen's going to go up 1-0, making her way on to the finals, hopefully. Game number 2, though, I don't really expect much to change. I think you just literally go, oopsies, and then you just change up your play from there. Because really, you don't have to make those types of plays, especially when you knew you had the control. But, hey, these things happen. Let's see if they will happen again, though, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to get ourselves into game number 2. I hope not for the sake of Ivan, but we'll have to see. Let's go. Like I said, I'm managing all the audio. For some reason, the audio is still borked, but nonetheless, we are getting into game number 2 here. Stockpower Sky Sharks taking game number 1 after handed it, arguably, but let's see if Ivan can do the exact same thing this time. He's got the exact same team. We don't see changes. We actually see a Gligar coming in here for the Stockpower Sky Sharks. I wonder how this one will actually handle for her. Considering that, yes, it could be good, but we know HP Ice is on that Manectric, so it could get absolutely destroyed by that. But also, if it is able to live it with Eviolite, it can go for Earthquake and do a bunch of damage back to it. Could also be carrying Hypercutter. I'm assuming immunity. but it could be. It could be the likes of Hypercutter if we really want to go that far. I don't think so. I hope not. Weavile will be hitting that Mantine. So again, this thing will get knocked off, neutered from the very beginning, but the Weavile lead is going to be the best for the stockpowered Sky Shark. Nothing well at speed, and it does mean that it is worth no matter what you get to knock off. You knock off the Eviolite on the Rhydon, you're going to be able to basically get a pretty decent chance here at taking out Rhydon with a Focus Blast. So, does get the play here. Mantine's already taken down, and for Ivan, that's big news because that means Feraligatr feeling pretty good with that DD right now. You also don't have something to take. Well, I mean, you couldn't take the Diamond Storm regardless. It is the most useless. It can help against Metagross, considering we've seen the moveset. But nonetheless, Dynamic Punch will come through. Still worth it for Ivan to just spam Dynamic Punch at this point. Does have Ice Punch, and he knows he can stay in here, so if he has Ice Punch, this will work out well. She does actually get the knockoff going, so it does break through. We do reveal it is the Assault Vest. This thing is going to be taken fairly low. If she does get hacked out of this, she will not get the heal. The nice thing here, if Ox does get the Roost off, then it will mean less damage from the Ice Punch, so... Also, good news is these knockoffs are going to be weakening all these Pokemon. This is the problem when you're fighting her team, is it's just so much pressure coming through. Oh, muy no bueno, as that thing's going to be frozen. Ivan shuts me up. He's like, I'm not done. I'm just going to hack this. I'm just going to hack it. Whatever. I'm good with hacking it. That's cool. Queen of RNG, my ass. Nonetheless, I was going to say that taking out that Assault Vest, with Oxum's team being so quick to hit face, if you take all the defensive options away through all these knockoffs and just through straight hits, taking away these defensive options like Assault Vest, Leftovers, all that stuff, works out in her favor. We do see the Earthquake also used here. She's trying to break out of the freeze. This thing is basically left to the waste. I'd pretty much just go for Dynamic Punch here and say, screw it, whoever you're hitting, just go from it from there, because something like Gligar could switch in on that Earthquake and roast. And, I mean, I'd abuse it if I knew that Ivan was going to be going for those types of attacks, but he does get away with the Earthquake. That Metagross is going to be wasted, and that is what took him out last time. Although I don't think he would have made the same mistake as he made in game number 1. Diancie is going to be coming in. We could see a Bullet Punch. It is something that did cross my mind. This thing could be running Bullet Punch. It could also be running Stone Edge because no guard, but if it is Bullet Punch, this Diancie is dead. And we don't actually end up seeing it. Can't live the Moonblast because no Assault Vest, and is going to be taken down. It is okay, though. I mean, it can't take much hits anyways without its Assault Vest, so it is going to be left just to die. Rhydon will come in now. The nice thing is we saw how much damage it did before. It was able to live with about 20% HP from an Earth Power, and then Earthquake should one-shot because last time was +2 defense. Lo and behold, the Gligar will come in because Ivan basically has to force the issue, but does not see the Gligar coming in. I mean, she wouldn't leave it in to attack regardless. Ice Punch does end up coming through, and again, once you get rid of that flying weakness, you take even less damage between your Eviolite. At this point, Ox can just honestly go for knockoff and then roost. Rinse and repeat. Nothing's going wrong. Gligar is bulky enough to be able to take the hit, get away with the knockoff, and then outspeed and go for roost. So Ivan needs to keep that in mind. The question is, do you risk her going for Earthquake, potentially predicting that Metagross or that Manectra coming in on the knockoff? We know it's important. I mean, the Earthquake's not going to be doing much on the Rhydon, so knockoff makes the most sense here. You could see that play, though. Reuniclus actually comes in, as the knockoff does come through, so... Losing the Leftovers, luckily does have a Regenerator Reuniclus. And at this point, I mean, she's in much greater control. Saw the same thing against the Alaskan Rakudins. Game look kind of dicey. Got a lot of hacks against her, but then ends up reverse sweeping, just having the resources. I mean, against Doodle in Game 1, got the hacks, but in 2 and 3 took control. We're seeing the same thing here. Game 2, taking much greater control in the very beginning. Seeing what the opponent's done and then just repairing around it. Recover is going to come through, so it looks like this thing is Thunder Wave, Psyshock, Recover, and then insert move that we haven't seen yet. It could be double status for Reuniclus. But he would have gone... Well, he wouldn't go for Toxic. He knows that this thing probably has immunity. Focus Blast is going to be revealed. Not an offensive Pokemon, though, so not a problem. Ivan does end up predicting maybe the Weavile coming in. Not a half-bad prediction, but... I mean, at this point, the Gligar can't do much anyways. That crit does come through as he can just go for the Recover. It's a bit of a stalwart, so he can actually keep spamming Focus Blast to force this thing to stay in. But I think it's just going to be Power Point wasted here. Got to try and make a move here on an Earthquake, maybe. lock Ox into it, but he doesn't end up going for the way of making the prediction. I don't fault Ivan because nothing's going to be going wrong here, although if she does switch now while he goes for the recover, which I'm going to predict is going to be that Weavile coming in now, Ivan could predict that, but I mean, I make the big D plays. I don't know if Ivan would. I don't even know if Ox would make that play, to be honest. And lo and behold, I would have killed a Weavile. He doesn't. He goes for the recover. Oh, man, sometimes I wish I could be... Wait, no, that would sound really weird if I said it that way. Nonetheless, Rhydon does have to come in now, tank the knockoff, which means this thing is now going to be dying to Focus Blast Thunderous T, and it's looking really, really, really bad for Ivan now. Gligar's going to come in. Nothing's going to be going through here. I mean, Ivan's just making the really standard play, not trying to predict, but I mean... There's times he's trying to predict and times he's just not getting away with it. The Stealth Rock come out, but I don't think it matters at this point. Feraligatr hasn't even been touched yet. If it gets away with a DD, everything's going to die. There could be Earthquake on that. Actually, does he even need to go for Earthquake? 85 plus Stab plus Sheer Force? It's about the same damage. Nonetheless, does get the Eye Punch? As Defog actually comes through. This Gligar has proved more problems than I ever imagined it would be for any team. But... especially against Ivan, very difficult for him to take it out, because Miniature can't come in and go for an HP Ice. Starmie, however, can go for it, as we do see the Defog come through, so Ivan making the aggressive switch here. Looking to grab a little bit of tempo back, but... I don't know. We're going to see a Thunder Sea coming in on the Skull. Burn would be nice, just extra damage to come through, but it doesn't end up happening. That's actually a lot of damage that I didn't expect it to be taking. Like, taking from Scald Starmie. Almost makes me think... It almost makes me think that... What's it called? He doesn't really, like, he didn't plan to take on this Gligar, but nonetheless, that Miniature's one-shot by the Focus Blast. Does have the Ice Beam. Oh, it's Scarfed! Ah, okay. No, doesn't matter if it's not Scarfed. What am I saying? It's not Scarfed. It outspeeds. I'm a fool, but it is max speed, so that's good to know. Both timid. Coolio. Otherwise, he would have kept it in here, or gone for it more often, but nonetheless, it does outspeed. I forget how fast Starmie is sometimes. I keep thinking it's like 110 or 105. No, it's 115. It's a fast little starfish. Nonetheless... does end up going for the knockoff. Doesn't matter. She could just go for the safest plays because it doesn't matter. At this point, Weavile just cleans up. And that's going to be game number 2 handily going over to the Sock-powered Sky Sharks. It's looks like a much more control here. Even if this thing is lost to the Focus Blast, which it is. There's just too many Pokemon left here that can set up and try and win. But we'll see it through regardless. Gligar can even at this point kill with Earthquake. And then Starmie comes in. Mega Diancie comes in, Feraligatr comes in, just takes all the hits. It will be the Mega Diancie sent in to tank all the hits and just kill. That's basically it. Going up 2-0. Looking good for, so far, a clean sweep into the finals. We've seen crazier. I don't think it's going to be. This is a Z Crystal. I keep forgetting his Waterium Z. Nonetheless, the Z Crystal is going to be used. Hydro Vortex takes out the Gligar. Too little, too late. As now everything is feeling safe just to click attack and murder. Takes the hit, actually. Not very well, but will take the hit. Does a lot of damage, and I think at this point, even a burn crunch will kill. Sock-powered Sky Sharks going up 2-0. In the ProPokeBowl Season 4 semifinals. And not even having to show that much, really. They've shown off agility on the Metagross. They've shown off all this other stuff, but... it doesn't matter. Because she's getting away with it. She's getting away with go face. And go home. No Thunderbolt shown. That could have been the end. But it will end up being only one winner. I'm catching it every time, guys. It's super tough, but I'm doing it. Make sure you guys don't go too deaf. Uh-oh. Game, you can do it. Uh-oh. Did it break? No. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I don't know, man. I think this might be inspiring too many people to go hyper aggro after this tournament, but hey, you know what? Sometimes it's fun to watch everything go face. It's also scary at this point for Wellington because he is down 2-0. He is down 0-2. And he doesn't look like he has an answer. Once that Weavile leads and he loses that Mantine, Mantine's not getting that much value anyways. And I don't know if that Reuniclus play is doing a lot. I really don't feel like it's going to be tanking up much. And it's not like he can even bring in Cofagrigus or anything else to handle it. There's just so many good type advantages on the side of the Sky Sharks. It's not going to matter. And the speed really does tank him. And again, this is why I want to see that Trick Room potential play happen, and it's not happening. So, if he's got anything for Game 3, this is when you start pulling out cheese. This is when you start showing everything. There's no reason to hide anything. If you have a moveset that's going to work, you use that moveset, even if it's going to mean the difference between catching off your finalist, catching your finalist off guard or not. This is the time to do it. We'll have to see. It is going on to game number 3. And at this point, this could be the last... Oh, what the hell? They're already in battle. Ah. Hey, hold on, wait for it. So y'all don't go deaf. There we go, I got you. That way you're all not going death. Game number 1, or game number 3. Ooh, turn number 1. Got him. We do see a lead with the Manectric versus the Metagross. I like the Manectric lead. It does mean it can outspeed the Weavile and try and do some damage to that and get the Intimidate drop on it too. So, there we go. Clear Body's not going to be doing anything as the Volt Switch will be coming through on this Metagross. Metagross does have an easy time sweeping, so I don't blame them for necessarily doing this. You can just go for the likes of... Yep, it can go for the Earthquake. Just put some pressure down. Can take the hit fairly well too. Against this Pokemon, you're probably just going to switch to Thunderous Theory, and you know that Psyshock's not doing a hell of a lot of damage. Try and get the Volt Absorb. Just try and play a little bit around with the Reuniclus. I mean, even then, you just go Gligar, and, physically defensive, so Psyshock's not doing anything, Focus Blast's not doing anything. I mean, Gligar is a natural, actually, counter to this Reuniclus, so... Gligar does indeed come in as he actually makes the double into Machamp. I don't know if this Machamp's going to get the value. Honestly, I would have liked to see the double into Starmie. Threaten with Ice Beam and then go for Scald type of thing. But Reuniclus is going to come back in. He actually sends it in to take the knockoff. Luckily, I mean, again, he's got the Regenerator and Recover, so he can get away with this. But I really still don't see the value in this Reuniclus doing anything for him. So Earthquake is going to come through. The Thunder Wave does come out predicting. Again, Ivan just trying to make those plays, trying to see if it would be abused. You don't have to abuse it, though, because, again, Gligar wins this because he knows he can just sit in here longer, go for the likes of the Roosts, go for the likes of the knockoffs. Like, really, it's unfortunately on Ivan to have to make the play. He just doesn't want to get caught off guard with a knockoff. But, I mean, even then, he has a Z-Crystal on the Starmie. I don't see why this thing's not switching in to even take the knockoff damage. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit damage, super effective, but it's not losing the item, so it's not going to be taking as much damage. Mantine is going to be making his way in as he just goes for the knockoff. Exactly, like, this is... a Starmie would just feel so good here. Just come in and put pressure down, but Thunder Steering comes out now, so Scald will come through, does okay damage, still doesn't get the burn. 0 for 3 on Scald burn so far in this series. It could be tilt, it could just be not being on the game, but nonetheless, Machamp will be able to come in with the Assault Vest, take the Focus Blast. Actually, Focus Blast coming in, I guess predicting the Rhydon to switch in. Right now, in terms of making the turn or two ahead plays, it makes the most sense. Ooh, barely misses the kills. Dynamic Punch actually comes through. Ivan over-predicting yet again? I don't think he's in the... Considering that he has to always switch Pokemon in to take hits, I think this is a time you don't over-predict, you just go for the Ice Punch. You go for something that would want to switch in if you're worried about it. Doesn't do enough damage, breaks through Confusion, Machamp's taken down, but in exchange for Thunder Steering's life. So if he knows that damage, it works out. It still works out nonetheless with the Life Orb, so still goes 1 for 1, so ends up getting all the value he needs to actually get. How you doing, Sai? Good to see you tonight, man. It will be the Diancie versus the Reuniclus. Mega Diancie coming out here. Can take all the hits. Maybe even go for Diamond Storm to handle that Rhydon switch in. You can honestly just set up on this Reno. Oh, you don't want to be taking too much. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? Gligar's going to come back in here. Thunder Wave, I keep forgetting this is not an offensive Reuniclus. Psyshock does actually end up coming out, and look at that crit damage, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. It's doing nothing. So, Mantine will make its way back in, take the Earthquake and the knockoff. This is nice, actually, for Ivan. Now he's made this take the knockoff damage. It actually is smart, because the Thunderous Tea is down. It won't be able to take much for anything else, but this is his answer to the Gligar. So, he's kind of forced an answer in. I mean, not that, like, knockoff was going to one-shot it anyways, but he does have the answer to the Gligar as long as this Mantine can stay alive. That's if he can actually keep this thing alive, and so far we haven't seen anything else switched up on the side of Ivan, so now he's trying to play his team a little bit differently. Having this Pokemon alive is going to be very, very important to him, as he can just go for the Scald on the Diancie. Luckily, it hasn't switched yet, so it can take the hit, but now they can Mega Evolve, go for the Diamond Storm, and I think that does kill Mantine from that HP. I think. He's not going to take the risk, though, as Reuniclus will come in to take the hit, and Diamond Storm, oh my god, holy crap. That's supposed to be is that a specially defensive Reuniclus? It's a specially defensive Reuniclus. Interesting. Okie dokie. Well, I mean, at this point, if you're gonna attack, I attack with Diamond Storm. Does more damage, might rack up more rack up more defense here. Maybe even, well, it will be with times 3 defense. It will be able to take an Earthquake at that rate. So, this is going to end up going for the Moonblast. Looking probably for special attack drops, just to make sure they could stay in here, maybe just spam Diamond Storms. But Ivan is winning out on the recover versus damage rolls here, so, I mean, if you're going to want to be doing damage, I bet you they're just honestly looking for the special attack drops so they can start going for Diamond Storm, just so they feel a lot safer with being able to take a hit. At the same time, if you keep Reuniclus down, maybe it won't have a lot of HP, but I think it's a little too late for that, because Regenerator will remedy that a smidge. Against what Pokemon? That's a great question, because the HP's not going to matter when it's super low. Even under 50%, I'm nervous how this Reuniclus did not take physical attacks very well, and you have a Crunch for Alligator sitting right there. Honestly, this Feraligatr could just set up and sweep if everything is set into motion here. Recover will come through as the Gligar is switched in. Knockoff's already been used, but Knockoff can just be spammed at this point to predict the switch. We're probably going to see the Mantine come in. I wonder if the Sky Sharks will double back into Diancie, try and catch the Mantine off guard. We do actually see the Metagross double as we do see the Mantine switch, so there we go, Metagross getting in here. It still has to be worried about getting burned, unless they know they can kill a Psychinium Z, which I think Ivan is predicting, and it is used. Shattered Psyche wasted. Well played by Ivan. So it does get that in, it does get that out, which means he might be able to get 1 or 2 times in there where he can go for Scald to burn that Metagross in the future. So Ivan gaining a tiny win, but it's still not looking good for him here in game number 3. Hasn't handled enough threats to actually feel comfortable, but he can go for the Thunder Wave for free here, which means something has to take it, unless we do have Magic Bounce on Mega Diancie. I'm kind of curious to see if that's going to happen. End up seeing Recover. I mean, Magic Bounce basically keeps you safe with that Diancie. You can start going for the Diamond Storms again, but Meteor Mash is going to be used. Does a fair amount. Thunder Wave does come out, so this thing will not be able to go for an Agility Sweep later. Not that I don't think it needed to anymore. Psychinium Z has been wasted, so basically everything else that this thing's going to try and do, it's just not going to be enough. It would have been nice for something like Earthquake, but that's pretty much it. There's too many bulky Pokemon like Starmie who could take all the damage that Metagross already has and just kill it off instead of getting a kill. But at this point, hopefully Reuniclus should be... It's only half, right? So Reuniclus most likely still not outspeeding, so Ivan might be looking for the Regenerator switch. I mean, honestly, you go into Mantine here. If you see Earthquake being... Or if even Meteor Mash used, you resist it. You can go for Roost because you outspeed. You can take a lot of hits here on the side of W. Wellington, so I think you honestly just switch into Mantine. Get your Generator boost back on this Reuniclus. You're not worrying about a Thunderous Tea coming in to take you out. You're worrying about any Pokemon that has to potentially be burned, so Ivan does have a bit of advantage now that he's kept his defensive core alive, and this is what we're hoping for on the side of W. Wellington. This is what it looks like when he has his defensive core there, and there is that Mantine as the paralysis happens anyways, so free switch for Ivan. Not too bad. Something going his way finally. But is it too little, too late? The Scald does come through, a Zen Headbutt comes through. That's a lot of damage. We'll probably see a Roost come here. He could just wait for a Para, honestly. keep his HP pretty high. He does also out-heal, barring any crits. This is curious because, believe it or not, as long as his Mantine stays healthy, that another Scald will kill this off. If he keeps this healthy and wastes for the Parahacks, he can actually threaten to burn anything else that comes in. He can kill the Mega... Like, Diancie is the only thing stopping him from keeping this thing in and basically going for Scald on anything else. If anything else gets burned, they're in trouble. But he does end up going for the agility here on the off chance that the Scald does come through, but he gets parried! Ooh, he being Oxum, of course, and that is going to be killed off, so bad hacks. Good idea, though, by Oxum. Just not happening. The Mega Diancie is going to come in now, does threaten with the Diamond Storm. I still think you kind of keep this for the likes of Feraligatr, threaten with a burn. As Rhydon is going to be coming on, it will be able to take a hit, go for the Earthquake and threaten this, so Gligar will have to come back in here and threaten it out. But then we see Mantine come back in, and now even Reuniclus can come back in. I'm feeling comfortable for Ivan. His defensive core is starting to work. It's holding on. By a thread, but he's holding on nonetheless. I don't care about my work or school account problem. Thank you, game. Or computer. I keep saying game, because the game is usually the thing that screws me, not... Well, it's actually, technically, if the game's on my computer, does that mean they're working in tandem to screw me? The answer is yes. Starmie ends up coming in taking... Ooh, that's over half. That's not good, but he does outspeed. Curious if he just honestly goes... Does he predict the Feraligatr and just goes Hydro Vortex? He didn't use Thunderbolt before, so... He might not be carrying Thunderbolt. The Weavile is going to end up coming in. Scald does come through. If this is a burn, it's good for Ivan. Nice crit. No burn, though, so... Weavile keeping its value. Can go for knockoff, but I do expect that Mantine to come back in. Unfortunately, it's going to be taking... Actually, not as much as I thought it would, because it has no item, which means it can live an Icicle Crash, and as long as it doesn't get flinched, can go for Roost and win this stall yet again. Ivan using this Mantine to great effectiveness, actually finding maybe a bit of a gem in the middle of this series. If he can Roost... Oh, he actually went for the kill instead of waiting for the damage, so... Don't know if I agree with that. I do feel like he could have just Roosted, kept this thing at a slightly higher HP. Could have been a miss as well and gotten to full, taken another hit. I mean, it's Pokemon. You can somewhat go for hacks. You can wait for it. I personally would, because he's also going to kill himself off. She would kill herself off from Life Orb. So if you Roost after the second Icicle Crash and don't get flinched, you're back up with a lot of health, which means that it could maybe handle the Gligar a bit better and not get killed off by knockoff. But I mean, Mega Diancie, but nonetheless, is going to be coming through. Hopefully no Defense Raise. Ooh, Defense Raise comes through. But I still think Rhydon... I can't take the hit anymore, I don't think. But it can kill with 60%, so... Mega Diancie's not getting any healing. Starmie will come in, does outspeed, but Scald has to be used here. And that means that Mega Diancie does have to be sacked off, because if Feraligatr gets burned, that's basically curtains for Sky Sharks. But it comes down to this. I think you're just going to see a Crunch come through and hope to God you don't get flinched. Or you see a DD come through and try to outspeed. This is the moment. If we see a burn on Feraligatr, Ivan stands a chance here in taking game number 3, depending on how much damage happens to that Mega Manectric. How much health is he at? He's at full. With that Intimidate drop, too, it's looking really bad for the Sky Sharks. Toby Wellington firing back, making Mantine do a lot of trouble for Ox. And honestly, losing Thunderous Therian ends up working out. Luckily, the Dynamic Punch did exactly enough for the Life Orb to kill it off at the same time. Machamp Mantine. Again, defensive plays starting to show value here. Oxum has a lot of hyper carries, but none of them have actually been setting up enough to be able to do anything and just straight sweep. Ivan's been managing that quite well with his traits. Let's see it. Hydro Vortex comes through. Nice crit, but not enough. Doesn't actually go for the burn, though. He went for the damage. Without speeding here, I wonder if +1 kills. Crunch does come through. I wonder if he should have gone for the burn instead. Because now it comes down to if Mega Manectric... Oh, yeah, he can reduce it to take the damage. Even Earthquake? If it's not Earthquake, he lives. Pretty sure. If he lives this hit, he wins. What he can also do is actually make another switch into Rhydon. There it is. He can make the switch into Rhydon, get another attack drop, and basically end this. And now, Sky Sharks are basically forced to have to get a crit to win this through, because Rhydon's going to force the Earthquake. He will die, and that means that HP Mega Manetric, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. He's come back, and he is making this longer than the 3-game series. He is not done. Defensive core. Lo and behold. He's going to get the attack drop. There it is. It's a crit now or nothing. Crit or nothing. Liquidation has come through with a crit. Still wouldn't have killed. Feraligator's taken down. It is that Gligar. HP Ice probably won't kill, which means Earthquake comes through, so it might not even be his game because they can just out-heal it. And it's not enough, ladies and gentlemen. Ivan flies back in and takes game number 3. Awesome. You're all deaf now. Damn it. Stupid computer. Actually, you know what? It's Streamlabs. It's not the computer. So, I'm curious as to why that's happening. Ooh. Cool, man. You know what? I'm glad for Ivan. I don't think he deserved to have that. Uh-oh. Just give it 1 second here, guys. Our computer is crashing yet again. Yay. You can do it, music player, you can do it. You did it. Well done. It almost crashed on us. Don't worry, I have it all under control. Whew. We got there. We got there. So what do we think about that match? Didn't look comfortable. Kind of got a bit of hacks going in his favor, but I think what really proved there is when Ivan gets that defensive core going, he gets the control. And Mega Manetric, as we pseudo-predicted, Mega Manetric is going to be a thing to clean up and finish in the end. But it looks still terrifying for Ivan if that Thunderous Tea is alive. And I think losing that, if the hacks did not roll, the hacks did roll through, but if he didn't get enough damage on that, and if Ox had not let the damage go through onto that Thunderous Tea, that would have been over, because Mantine would not have gotten away with as much as it did. So I don't think that's going to happen again. Do we see anything that could potentially be brought to take that thing down a little bit faster? I don't think so. I think Diancie plus Thunderous Tea is more than enough to handle that. I really do think, though, that Ivan made enough switches, and I don't think maybe Ox... Well, I'm trying to think of what led to getting that damage. Was it the lead? I think it was the lead. She did end up switching it. Oh, yeah, you know what? She did end up switching it into a Scald, which gave her the damage, then plus the Life Orb, and the Dynamic Punch did end up dying to Life Orb. So, yeah. I really think that if it doesn't switch in and take extra damage, Ox has got this in the bag. Doesn't feel strong enough he could take the hit, so. I have been wrong. I like being wrong, because you know what that means? It means for more interesting situations when it comes to these battles. And I like when there are more interesting situations in these battles. So, let's get into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Ivan takes a game back, and now is looking to reverse sweep. Can he do it? I think the answer is yes, but it's going to take a lot of work. We do actually see the Manetric once again lead. What the hell? Oh, grab my music. There we go. Good old classic Gen 3. Either way, though, the Manetric will be able to threaten with the Intimidate drop. We actually end up seeing Houndoom come in here, so Houndoom not being as fast, but I think it will be able to manage. I think it does this speed tie? Is it 115 speed? If it is 115 speed. It will speed tie that Starmie. How's it going, Sixpod? I do not have notifications, nor am I watching anything, because right now I am commentating the matches, so. We do see the Mega Houndoom come through as a Volt Switch is going to be used. Hey, thanks for the donation, Sixpod. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it a lot. Okay, what does he Volt Switch into? Probably the Mantine. The Mantine handles everything, can go for the Scald after it kills off. Now, if this is, we have seen Fire Blast, Sunny Day, and Dark Pulse. Oh, Rhydon's actually making its way in. So Fire Blast does come through. I feel like Mantine might have been a slightly better chance to do it, and then you go for a Scald if Thunderous T switches in, gets the same damage off before, and just go from there. No, absolutely it did 6. I keep all of my, I keep my scenes open because I can't do everything manually, so I don't see all the notifications right away. But I do appreciate everyone who is maybe following, donating stuff. Appreciate each and every one of you for supporting this event. For Alligator does come in, it's gonna get a free D-Dance off. I think Mega Manetric's almost forced in here. Try and threaten it out. The other thing could be, actually, is it Machamp? Machamp may have to come in and try and threaten, like take a hit, go for Dynamic Punch, and hope for the best. But I think I like this switch here from the Sky Sharks. It does force Ivan to a really uncomfortable position. Mantine is sent in. Crunch will do a fair amount, but Ivan can go for the burn if he gets it. It's going to be cool. Actually, ends up going for Toxic. Okay. It will make this thing take less time, but I think the burn would have been slightly better here because, well, burn would neuter it. However, yeah, Dragon Dance does come through. He knows he has, or Oxum knows she has a lot of time to set up and start one-shotting or two-shotting things before it dies to poison, and as a result, Wellington's going to have to start stacking some stuff off here, so... Go for a +3? I think +3 so that... I mean, let's see. +1 did 50%. +2... It's about 75%, so... If he doesn't get the burn here, he's just going to try and go for as much damage as possible, but no Life Orb Recall because Sheer Force. And we're just going to see Crunch spam. What is the next thing to come and take the hit? Oh, Rhydon actually coming in here, so trying to waste it. Oh, takes it very, very well. Very nice play by Ivan. Does he make a double switch to try and catch the Liquidation? I think it doesn't matter because Crunch is going to make the most sense here to hit everything. For Alligator is basically doomed, but you don't want to make that mistake of not killing the Mantine. You just want to go for the Crunch, kill off the Mantine if you catch it on the switch, and this thing's brought low enough where it's going to die to any other Pokemon, even Gligar on the side of the Sky Sharks. Crunch makes the most sense here. Show the Ice Punch if you have it. It is going to be the end of this. The Mantine is actually used as Ice Punch goes through. Ivan blundering again with this. Sack the Rhydon. Ooh, okay. So, Diance's actually not on the team. I don't know if I said Diance or not by accident. I think that Mantine would have been perfectly fine to manage the Gligar, but didn't happen. Yeah, go for it. You're not on camera. Manectric does come in. It does confirm that this thing is immunity. Because it got the attack drop. Makes the most sense. HP Ice killed at 76%. I don't know if it kills at 88%. That'd be one of those damage calcs that Ivan has to run. But with the Mantine being dead, that was the thing to manage. He barely misses the kill. And, oh, actually, Defog is prioritized here. So, sacking off the Gligar does mean that Machamp gets in a little bit safer. Same thing with Rhydon, although it is pretty hurt. It's not going to get much value. At this point, does she make the switch? I don't think you want anything to take the damage. I mean, if he goes for HP Ice again, you could try and catch off guard with maybe... I don't know if you would go Metagross, because Flamethrower afterwards, you set up a Rock Polish. No guarantee he's going to stay in to take an Earthquake. I don't know. The Defog does make sense so you don't take a lot of damage from Weavile and Thunderous T. But you've also just lost Gligar. And Gligar was really good at keeping everything else in bay. We do actually see Weavile switched up here. And Ivan listens to Mitch and goes for Flamethrower and gets the burn. This thing has been completely shut down. It's got Fake Out, or it's got Life Orb Kill, or it's got Ice Shard. Pick your poison. Honestly, I think you just stay in here and take something. And you outspeed the Weavile anyway, so you're not even feeling that bad. You just go for Volt Switch. Everything's hunky-dory. The Rhydon is actually sent in to tank the Ice Shard. Don't know if I like that per se. I mean, he could have taken the hit very, very well, but I guess he sees that it was going to happen regardless. Doesn't care. He cares to keep his Manectrics fully healthy as opposed to anything else. That's already damaged, so... Metagross could 6-pod with a little bit of setup. We do know that it does have problems. It has Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, and Meteor Mash, so it needs to two-shot that Waterium Z Starmie, so it needs a little bit of damage on that, and then she can end up sweeping with it. But nonetheless, the Starmie is going to be sent in as the Roost comes through. This is what we want to see. Starmie finally coming in and actually being able to put pressure down on this Gligar. No knockoff, no damage. Now Oxum is in a position to make the switch. And this is looking better for Wellington. Losing that Mantine, we thought it'd be a little bit dangerous, because it had a lot of good matchups defensively against the side of the Sky Sharks, but has found ways elsewhere. Skull burns, and this would basically be the end of the late game sweep. Doesn't end up happening, gets the one and done. Fair amount of damage, though. Will matter later on for if... Actually, this matters because Waterium Z will finish this off, and Waterium Z is not needed unless you're going to kill off Thunderous T, but everything's pretty healthy right now. Actually, this is looking really bad for the Sky Sharks, because you can just go Hydro Vortex. This thing is dead. It did not take that hit as well as they thought. It ends up switching into Reuniclus, though, as we actually see the double into Mega Houndoom, so... yeah, okay, would have been a waste of the Hydro Vortex. Well read by Ivan. I actually kind of like that. I think he does want to save the Hydro Vortex to stop that thing from ever going for an agility sweep. Because if you ever see it switch, it's pretty bad for him. He can't kill it. Rhydon will be sent in to die, though. As Starmie will be sent in. This is a speed tie, to my knowledge. Dark Pulse comes through, wins the speed tie, taken out. Okay. I don't know. I don't know, boys. I mean, the Machamp could have easily came in and threatened this thing first. Ivan once again goes for the risk. An unneeded risk, one would say, because this thing has the Assault Vest, can tank it. The Fire Blast won't be doing much here. We see a switch into the Gligar to take the hit. Thunderous T doesn't make much sense because the Assault Vest will tank it up. You're going to be taking too much damage from Dynamic Punches. What do we end up seeing from the Mega Houndoom here? I do expect a switch into the Gligar. The Gligar is not very necessary anymore. The Reuniclus can be easily handled by the Pokemon that are left, unless you're talking about something against Metagross, in which case Reuniclus still has a good chance, but it's not going to be able to take the Mega Manectric. This thing has Ice Punch. Let's see what he does. I mean, it did look good. That Waterium Z looked really good against the Metagross if it was end up coming. Ooh! D-Bon says goodbye, Machamp. Brings it into the playoffs. Oh boy. And now, it's Reuniclus and Mega Manectric versus a Thunderous T, a Gligar which won't live, and a Metagross. Metagross has been hurt. Thunderbolt, actually, Flamethrower should kill. So it's really going to be that Thunderous T versus Mega Manectric. Normal Manectric died to one Focus Blast. If it doesn't gain any base Spadef stats, it will die here too. But it's going to be Reuniclus coming out. Try and get some prior damage down with Psyshock most likely. This could also mean that... how much health did this thing have again? This could also mean we see Gligar go full heal with the Roost, which is exactly what we're going to see. Because once this thing's at full health, we know it only takes 84% only. But it matters because if it takes 84% from an Earth or from an HP Ice, it can go for a -1. What's it called? It can go for a -1 Earthquake and do a fair amount of damage, which will matter in the future for going for either Earthquake from Metagross or going for the Focus Blast from Thunder Searing, which I think is what you're setting yourself up for. Barely lives it. This is exactly what was going to happen. Crit through the attack, and that is it. It's looking bad. He has to win from here. Ivan is on his last gelatinous goo of a Pokemon. Leftovers knocked out. It is 2 Titans versus a Fetus. It's looking bad for Wellington, as this might be the Sock Power Sky Sharks moving on to the finals, the matchup between the Pichu Warriors and the Sarasota Suicunes. More damage than recovery, no leftovers to take it. It's just a matter of time. But it's not over. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think he can stall long enough. Leftovers would have been really good right now because it would have actually been exactly enough to be able to out-heal this thing. But he can go for it. This is in his power. He's got 13 recovers, and she has 20 Thunderbolts. And the para comes through. Don't do this to him, friends. As he just goes for it, accepts defeat. And our first finalist, ladies and gentlemen, the Sock Powered Sky Sharks. GG, watch your ears. You're all deaf. I can't catch it fast enough. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's happening. We will grin and bear it. But GG talks. No two-time championship for Ivan this time. There will be a new champion named in this tournament. And I'm going to protect your ears once again before we switch, because that's important to me. I need you all to be able to hear. If you don't hear, what's the point of me being here? Whew. That is not challenge. Sir, that is not challenge. Please let me show the score update. Boop. There we go. There it is. 3-1 over to the Sock Power Sky Sharks, and really, it looked okay, despite the fact that it didn't look as clean as game number 3 from Ivan, but it ends up happening, and when you think about it, you want to basically say that Ivan had a great idea in game number 3. Defensive core ended up working out, stalled long enough to try and get his value going through there, but it didn't work because Ox just kept the Thunder's T alive, didn't actually make that aggressive move with the Hydro Vortex, predicting kind of that Pokemon to take the hit instead. Thinking about the late game, but again, unfortunately, some odd switches. I use Windows Media Player T4. It never did it until a patch came out for Slobs, so I'm pretty sure it was a patch in Slobs that messed it up. Or maybe my game just wants you to hear the music that hard. I apologize. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that was an intense series. We do bid farewell to W. Wellington and Ivan, but hey, second in the season, showed great strength against those who couldn't manage his defense, and unfortunately, Oxen just bringing too many Megaton Hammers to this Gerudo Valley, so that's going to be the end for him. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we will get into the second semifinals of the night, which will be the Sarasota Suicunes going against the Titans in Pichu Warriors. You're watching the Pro Pokeball Season 4 playoffs. See you in a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 4 playoffs, where we're going to be in the second semifinals of the night between the Sarasota Suicunes and the Pichu Warriors. I don't know, man. This one is very one-sided. I think we're just getting right into it. Both of them have been waiting for quite some time. I don't blame them. It has been a very long night of waiting. So let's not let them wait any longer. I'm sure you guys want to be seeing it hype between the two here. Don't go deaf. You went deaf. You didn't listen. If you listen to me, you have now gone deaf. Sarasota Suicunes on the close side. Pichu Warriors on the far side. Let's take a look at it. We see 3 steel types and 3 grass types. Loving it. As we're going to see Hawlucha versus a Serena lead here. Let's take a look at the Pokemon. We actually see the Entei and the Salamence being whipped out here. This is what we basically said for Gamer. In a situation like this where you know you're going to have problems playing against it, you just basically go all out. You try and do as much as you can. Unfortunately, Hawlucha's not the type of player where you just go all out and feel completely safe, as Unburden has just been completely killed. We know the moveset on this Hawlucha. The Blade's going to tank that up no problem whatsoever, as now Unburden has been taken away as a win condition. Sacred Sword comes through, seeing the Diggersby coming through. No setup from Mitch. No games either. I do expect Pichu Warriors on the far side to just basically go as hard as they can. They want to win this with style. As we do see the knockoff used on the Rocky Helmet, so Chestnut not going to be doing too much extra damage here. But at the same time, Diggersby not doing too much either. Looking at the side of Mitch, it doesn't look like a good team, but it could be something good against... I mean, Hawlucha can basically half sweep that team and half not sweep that team. The Leech Seed does come out on the Hawlucha. Acrobatics is active, so it is something to keep in mind, but Spiky Shield is going to be used. Get some extra little damage here. Revealing some strats here from the side of Mitch. Important for Ox to pay attention to this match, as she can learn as many movesets as possible before they do get into this finals. If it does end up going that way, if the Sarasota Suicunes take it through, I don't know, man. It might even be a bit harder beast for him to break through, but it might be better for Gamer now that I think about it, because the amount of aggression does mean that his Pokemon that do a lot of damage too could stand true to going and being a finalist that's very competent in doing it. Stomping Tantrum on the Heatran! Ooh! We wanted cheese, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you want to see. Heatran is dumpstered. Gamer does not like me apparently shit-talking him, as he's just going to go for it. Look at the damage. That's got to be banded from the Entei. Oh my. Chestnut coming through. Paralysis does come through. Chestnut's going to be able to tank the hit. We know that is banded. He's just going to confirm it by sending this thing out, saying, I'm not afraid of your Sacred Fire. Ooh, that's actually quite important. Heatran could have done some maybe stalling tactics. We don't even know what it is, but it's good to know it's not Focus Sash. Leech Seed will be used. A little bit of chip damage is always going to be worth it for the Pichu Warriors. As Mitch is just going to be able to do the exact same thing. Goes for the Sky Attack. I kind of like it, actually. That's very smart, but the Doublade can obviously tank it up. But you know what? For what it's worth, getting a crit, I like the way that Gamer outplayed that Spiky Shield. It's like, well, I know you still have 2 steel types to switch into, specifically Doublade, but hey, I'm not going to let you do that extra damage and make a fool of me. So instead, I'm going to make a fool of myself and go for Sky Attack against 2 steel types. Nonetheless, this thing's going to have to come in. If there's Shadow Claw on it, it will be taken out. But you know what? Maybe just go into Shaman, see what he's going to go for if he goes for Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire is going to get full value because that Heatran is down. Mitchie does have to be careful here. But at the same time, it is paralyzed, which means stuff will kill it before it can even go for too many Sacred Fires. Maybe something like a Shadow Sneak comes through. I don't know if Mitch is going to value this Doublade. Doublade could actually set up and sweep later on as long as Diggersby taken out. Technically. Actually, you know what? +6 Shadow Sneak, probably not doing enough to Suicune. Then he gets burned and he's toast, so... Taking his time here, actually trying to figure out that Heatran was the way to answer the Sacred Fires being spammed out by Entei. Shadow Sneak will come through, as it is just going to be used to try and get damage. The Hacks, unfortunately, does come out, which means Entei will not get that banded Sacred Fire hit. Unfortunate for him. Let's see what he can do from here now. So Diggersby is going to come in. He does outspeed, which means he can go for the Choice Banded Earthquake, because we do see double band. Chestnut will be able to tank it. Ooh, knockoff actually used instead. As we're most likely just going to see Leech Seed used again here. But, I mean, Gamer can't really stay in here because he's not getting much done. As the Mence is going to be fired out, Leech Seed does make the most sense. Just get any amount of damage plus healing back. Every HP counts, as we saw from the game, or just this last series. That 1% live for W. Wellington paid off. Well, that Spiky Shield is going to do as a D-Dance comes out. from this Salamence. Okay, so we do see it as Dragon Dance. We haven't seen this thing yet. We were questioning if it was going to be mixed, some type of sweeper. It turns out to be a physically offensive sweeper. Could be carrying mixed set still, but I don't know if it's in his best interest. We haven't seen if it's going to be Life Orb or anything like that, but we don't see leftovers. That's important. Earthquake is going to be used, and we don't see... Okay, we don't see Life Orb. Z Crystal? Ooh, Dragon Claw does actually take out the Serena. Moxie Boost, getting him up there, so Moxie with this Dragon Dance is going to be powerful. This thing is going to go for the Thunder Wave. If we see Dumberry, we don't, and he does get hacked. Is there a Draining Kiss on that Klefki too? I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see it. How you doing, Costco? Good to see you. It does not matter. He is taken out still. The Moxie Boost just keep racking up. Probably looking for enough damage to take it out with the Shadow Sneak with that Deblade. I don't know, man. We'll have to see if anything is going to be revealed here from Gamer. Have we seen Flyinium Z from him before? I don't think it matters. Dragon Claw does a fair amount of damage. The Spikes is going to be set up, so he's going to be trying to heal it off. Mostly going to see a Spiky Shield out of here, as Gamer most likely is not going to predict that, and he's going to be taking a bunch of damage between Leech Seed and the Spiky Shield. Mitchie staying resilient. Not looking great for him, but probably still has enough to still win. You know what? Maybe he's lost too much here to even take this game off. This might just be him trying to stall as long as possible, see if he can cheese out a game himself, as a Stomping Tantrum did catch the Heat Train completely off guard. If you're going to get away with stuff, that's what you got to get away with. Now my question is, okay, Shaman does come in. He's going to take the Dragon Claw. Not at all. Oh my god. +3 though. That makes sense. +4 does come in. He does get that free switch into Deblade to go for the Shadow Sneak. But I mean, hey, we still have a Combine Suicune. Still have a high jump. We still have an Acrobatics Hawlucha. Registeel coming in to take the hit. He actually values keeping this Salamence alive. I don't know why, but Thunder Wave will be fired out here on the Chestnut. Would have been nice to get the Toxic off, because we do know this is double status Registeel. So... Can Mitch do this 2v5? I freaking hope not. Leech Seed will come out, which means... Ooh! It barely gets the kill. But, sir, you're down to 1 HP and he's got Spiky Shield. You can't go for Sky Attack because you'll die. If you want to kill his Chestnut. Oh, he gets paralyzed. Oh. Well, it's Deblade against the world. I don't think Thunder Punch is going to do anything unless it gets a 10% para. But, yeah, he's going to go for the Acrobatics. So go for the Swords Dance here on the fact that he will kill him off with the Leech Seed. And let's see if he can do it with the Deblade. Diggersby exists. Will outspeed. Can go for Earthquake. And that might just be first game. Going over to the Sarasota Suicunes. Does BM go too far? I think so, ladies and gentlemen. We're passing this off to Gamer. He takes the lead. GG. Watch your ears. And I got you. Got it. That was very fast. Now, if you didn't watch the rest of... if you didn't watch the rest of this season, you'd be like, oh, Mitch really blows. No. That's him trying to win with some silly stuff. Didn't work out for him, and I do expect him to... I'm curious, who wants to take bets? You think he's going to go down 0-2? Only to reverse sweep? Is that what he's looking for? Is that what he's actually going to try and risk? We know Mitch's luck is not any better than mine, so I don't know if you want to take that risk, but there is one thing we can do. There is one thing that does come out of doing a game like that. It's scouting. He wants to scout for certain moves. I mean, honestly, if he feels that confident being able to win it, he just wants to get some extra information to see what exactly he's going to switch in. That could be what he could be doing. Mostly disrespect, but... I can't do it right now, guys. I have over 70 songs I'd have to transfer. Holy crap. It's not even like I could turn down this volume and turn everything else up. But for Mitch, it's most likely just, you know, Showing off how you can try and win with 3 grass and 3 steel types when an Entei exists. I don't think Mitch will do that again. Does that work? Oh, it does work. But let's see if he does do it again. If he does it, if he's actually looking for a reverse sweep here, that'd actually be really hilarious. Because I don't think it's going to happen. But nonetheless, here we go. What the fuck? And it's officially borked. And I'm deaf. And I'm deaf. Shit. Here, you know what? Watch this battle while I fix the audio. Oh, I can never have one perfect night, can I? Oh well. That's okay. I remember you, Cusco. Oh, you're right, Ender Dude. I remember that friend. Thank you very much for passing by and hearing all of the bugs that is happening in my game right now. This is not looking good, but I'm deaf right now. I have music. I hope you guys do, too. Slow King is going to come out from the U-turn from that Salamence. On that Salamence. So that means it's going to be used on the Registeel. My stuff is so broken right now. It's actually ridiculous. Why is that so loud? Oh, I think it's officially broken. I know, Marie, unless you want to be deaf. Has to be fixed from here. Are you guys enjoying the battle? I can't hear the battle. I can hear through sound. I can hear through time. My God, what the fuck? Excuse my language. Hey, look what I found. It's awesome music. Wow. I've never seen the speaker settings be so broken. But anyways, we've seen a bunch of stuff here. We do see the burn on the Diggersby as the Golbat will be knocked off, loses the Eviolite. Basically, all you've been seeing is Mitch trying to set up weakening here. He actually brings both offensive sweepers here in the Beedrill and the Sharpedo, but he ends up Mega Evolving the Beedrill. It could mean that it's still a Mega Sharpedo and he doesn't necessarily need it, just going to use a speed boost anyways. But the Combine is going to be set up as the Slowking comes in. Slowking knows that Restock Crocoon is not going to do anything to it, no matter how much it tries. Oh boy. Plan B. Here we go. Give me Plan B. Battles will be going quickly anyways. We can do this. Sceptile will be coming in after being forced out from the rest. It is going to be a double switch into the Registeel, though. Doesn't want to go for the Leaf Blaze, but actually the Golbat coming in. So the Golbat there to take the grass move, but Super Fang will be fairly effective. The Thunder Wave is coming out now. We haven't seen the last move on this Registeel. Knowing Gamer, most likely Iron Head. So Mitchie's probably not feeling insecure here about just going for the Super Fangs. He knows that he can roost off any Iron Head damages, any damage done to this Golbat at all. We actually see the Entei come in after all of those Super Fangs being fired off. The Super Fangs is just going to be used again. We know this is a Choice Band Entei, but damage matters. Entei now looking for that Choice Banded hit. Slowking could just come in and take all the hits as well. Instead, opts to take this thing and, ooh, actually takes it well enough and goes for the Super Fang once again. So, getting all that damage down as many Pokemon as possible. Again, the more he damages, this is how Mitch wins. Pichu Warriors just soften up everything. Is Tyrantrum actually going to come in to take the risk? I'm assuming? He doesn't get burned. 50% chance, but doesn't end up happening unless he knows he has Lumberry and he could do it. But cool, Cusco. Glad to hear it, man. Head Smash will come through. Doesn't kill off the Registeel. Wow. At all. It's 25%. That's good to know for next time for future series where Registeel can actually take these Head Smashes. That's going to be very important for him. But Tyrantrum, we have seen this thing Scarf before. We do need to question. Obviously, it's Rockhead. We do maybe think it is Scarf, but he is going to sack off the Golbat on the other side. As the Mega Sceptile does come out. Ends up going for Leaf Storm. Actually, not too bad for the Sarasota Suicunes because it means no special attack drop. So he is fresh for if anything does want to come out that is not Mega Beedrill or Sharpedo. Sharpedo, I'm only assuming, would have Protect with Speed Boost, so it will be the Mew coming in. Suicune's actually going to be sent in here on this Defensive Mew, as the Defog is going to be used, gets rid of the rocks again, and because Registeel's taken out, no rocks to actually weaken the rest of Mitch's team with a bunch of switching. So, at this point, all he really has to do is just, go back into Slowking, he can tank all the hits up, gets burned, doesn't care, because he actually doesn't want to be toxic, so that ends up working out for him. Although, all of those defensive options that would neuter the Slowking have been taken out in the form of Registeel, so burn is the next best thing he can possibly do, unless he wants to go for something like Paralysis, which he can't cause anyways, unless he's running his Dragon Breath, Mega Sceptile. I'm not going to put it by him, but Dragon Tail comes out, he's not even going to allow this thing to set up. We do force the Mence out, but I don't think Mence even from that range can kill with anything that he could possibly go for. He's actually showed the Z Crystal Devast. Ooh! Draconium Z. Okay, so it is Draconium Z, but doesn't get the kill on Slowking, which means that the Ice Beam will take it out. Very interesting. Very interesting. So what that does mean is it's going to be no events to set up here with Moxie. Not going to be like game one, but as you can see, it's a much more serious team coming out here from the Pichu Warriors, which means a lot more issues from... We actually see Earthquake come out predicting maybe the Tyrantrum? I don't know. Oh, maybe the Beedrill. It could have been the Beedrill prediction. But, I mean, you don't want to take that damage on the Beedrill anyways. It's super frail. So Leaf Storm there would have been pretty good, but Suicune is going to come back in, handle any type of Will-O-Wisp stuff. Seismitoss will do an okay amount, but again, you're dealing with a Crocoon. That damage will just be easily rested off, but that could be the opportunity now for the Pichu Warriors to try and switch in their sweepers. As Slowking can actually get a lot of regenerator boosts going on here, considering that Suicune can't do anything to it. It just means he's going to get more and more HP back on the Slowking after taking all the Draconium Z attacks. Goes for the Future Sight again. Which does mean he can actually go, this is what he's going to do, take one more hit, go for the attack, and then go for the Dragon Tail, or just go for the Dragon Tail right now, force something in to take that Future Sight attack, and then once that Future Sight attack happens, something's going to have to come in and tank it, which means this Diggersby is going to get 0 value unless he wants to take a bunch of damage from it. Ends up going for the knockoff, though, takes that Mew down very low, so the Future Sight attack does a fair amount, but not nearly enough to this Diggersby. The burn will be nice in keeping his Mew alive, which means Rooster Softboiled is going to happen. Rinse and repeat, ladies and gentlemen. This is the other side. We saw it from Ivan. This is what we're going to see from Mitch. The defensive core stays strong. You are still in the game. Softball just comes through. As the combine's going to happen again, but the Slowking is perfectly fine with coming back in, getting all of the healing, and taking none of the Suicune's crap. As Skull comes through, does a lot of damage, actually for a Suicune it is, against this thing. He's just going to go for Dragon Tail again. But misses it. Oh man, that's going to matter. He's going to take like 22% from the Skull, then it's going to do a bunch of damage. Ooh, 20%. Tons of damage. Dragon Tail does not care. He has Regenerator. Cool. Entei comes in though. We already heard this song. Give me a new one. There we go. Mew will be coming in on the E-Speed. Because that actually is E-Speed, it's not going to be taking him out enough, which means Seismitoss will take out the Entei. And because he's locked into it, doesn't gain any value, so that's gone. Suicune's running out of options here. They are not able to take out that Slowking, and because that Sceptile is not being used enough here, he has to hope that basically Sceptile comes down on Slowking, but then we have all this stuff to take the hits from it anyways. Beedrill can even be sacked off at this point. Anything can be sacked off at this point to just be able to super sweep, which means that Sharpedo will be able to do it. Slowking, once again, does it. Brings in the Diggersby. Doesn't even bring in the Sceptile once. Mew will be sacked as this thing is brought super low. I think Sharpedo is ready to go. I wonder if he's going to show it or if he's just going to go Mega Beedrill to hide the Sharpedo set. No, he's just going to go Sharpedo anyways. Knows he can't go for Quick Attack because Diggersby is locked into Knockoff, as Ice Fang does not miss, luckily for Mitch. Not that it matters, but I'm pretty sure this thing is either carrying a Z Crystal, or if he's not bringing Mega Sharpedo, I'm very surprised otherwise. Will be outsped, will be killed by Ice Fang, and game number 2 is looking pretty good here for the Pichu Warriors. When they don't screw around, they are going to get the win. Slowking proven to be a problem. Crunch and Ice Fang revealed on this Sarpedo. Wonder if he'll show the third move. I don't know if he wants to. We have seen him before run without Waterfall or Liquidation, so I'm curious if he's going to try and hide that information from his finalists in Stock Power Sky Sharks, if he is planning to go through and go on to the finals. Not that it's going to do much here against the Suicune, but hey, BM has alwaed been in his nature. Let's see if he does it, nonetheless. He could just keep going for Crunch until he's taken out because he knows he has the Rockhead Head Smash Tyrantrum in the back. He's got the Slowking in the back. He's got the Mega Beedrill in the back. Suicunes are just being toyed with right now. Slowly eaten. He'll get the kill, but that's pretty much it. Pichu Warriors say games are over. Game time's over. He'll be taking game number 2. In a second, of course. Whew. Oh, I didn't put the timer on. This could be a problem. No timer was turned on, which means he can just sit here for as long as he wants. It will be the Mega Beedrill. And it will be game number 2. Going over to the Pichu Warriors. GG, your ears will not be blown out this time, guys. I have a backup. It's just going to take me a little bit longer to set it up, but nonetheless. Much stronger showing there for the Pichu Warriors when he actually tries. And I think it does end up revealing the true nature of what this series looks like for both players. For Mitch, heavy control. That Slowking has very little answers when that Mega Sceptile gets nothing done. Not as easy. Want to see the green gas? You almost did. But yeah. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to do something different here. So take as much time as you guys need to set up, obviously. There we go. So now, here's the question. What would you rather see, right? Would you rather see Gamer be able to handle the likes of the Slowking, or would you rather him try and handle the Hyper Carries? Either way, it's a bad spot for him because he just doesn't have a lot of Pokemon to get through it, and when he's losing to not being able to make the good predictions on his part, it's just going to become really difficult for Gamer to actually manage it. So, I think that now, this is that time where we talked about, if you're going to go face, this is the time to go face, because if you're not going to try and read ahead of what your opponent's going to try and accomplish with every switch, you're going to be in big trouble. And for the Stock Power Sky Sharks, this is their time to kind of scout and see what's actually happening. So, I don't know. It's still possible. He looked good. He looked okay in game 1. It was trolling, and even then it wasn't like completely being able to win. But game 2, it looked like some moments of brilliance. Doesn't look just good enough yet, though. And again, hey, this is like, I called it the budget Ivan, right? Gamer is that up-and-coming rookie. He looks pretty good. Plays it fairly well. Drafts very well. But I don't know if it's going to be enough here to make it to a finals, but he could definitely be happy with at least making it to semifinals and going up against seed number 1 and, doing an okay thing. I know that Heatran is not going to be making its appearance because we saw the stomping tantrum. So, that's not the battler. I'm silly. Your ears are spared, ladies and gentlemen. Now watch your ears again. I don't... Oh, why, though? No matter what I use, eh? Huh. Really? That's a slobs thing. It's definitely a slobs thing. I apologize. I don't know what else I can do. I tried to come up with a solution, and solution is dead. I'm not doing this without music. That's just lame. No matter if I change the sliders in Streamlabs OBS or if I change the sliders on everything, I don't, Marie. It's not supposed to, and the issue is not happening when I'm offline. So I can have Streamlabs OBS open, and offline, it doesn't fix the audio. I wonder if this thing does fix the audio. Hey, audio. Output. Remote control. What is that thing? Detect crop frames. No. Advanced. Audio monitoring device. What the hell is that? What is audio ducking? I think I may have found it. What the hell is this? This could hurt your ears, but this could also pay off. I'm excited. Disable Windows audio ducking. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. What's audio ducking, Gamma? You're my techie. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Are we not deaf? We're not deaf. Oh. You know what that means? I'm super excited to get in number 3. Because we're not deaf, boys! Game number 3. Let's see if the Suicunes have found a solution to their problems. Or will Mitchie just be looking to make this as fast as he possibly can? I'll just adjust the other audio and I think we should be good to go. Let's see what they can do. We do see the Azelf coming out. We did see the majority of this moveset. We haven't seen an item yet on the Azelf. It wasn't Life Orb. We don't know if it's choice. I don't think the damage was necessarily choice value here. Mitch bringing the same thing. Except he is bringing the Heatran out here, so feeling like he needs that a little bit over the Golbat. Maybe feeling like he can make a lot more things happen, knowing that maybe Gamer isn't reading as far into his plays. It will be a Registeel versus a Mew lead. Getting this thing burned does suck, because it does nullify its leftover value. But let's see what move. If he does actually end up revealing, he might go for Toxic. Actually, he has to be careful here. Preachy Warriors do have to be careful that Toxic isn't dropped, because it is double status Registeel. And, you know, being a Steel type stops Synchronize from bouncing it back onto him. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I think I know what happened with the audio. Maybe it wasn't reading that it was desktop audio and it kept readjusting it to whatever was happening? I don't know. I'm waiting for them to make a move. Once they make the move, I'll start commentating. There's not much to say. Will-O-Wisp does come through. It does make sense, but he is going to get the Toxic off, so this is not too bad for Suicunes. Getting this thing slightly paired. We didn't see Heal Bell come out from this, so this is good crippling from the beginning. Mitch also valuing getting the crippling down on this Registeel. We know that Registeel stops Tyrantrum from being able to go for head smashes. He's going to go in for Seismic Toss. A Stealth Rock is used, so he's going to try and just get more toxic damage going on here to the Mew, but we know from last game he can just go for it. Go for Softball, bring this thing in on something like Suicune, feel okay to just keep healing up. So, Seismic Toss going to get this thing as low as he possibly can. Oh, he brings Seismic Toss! The man went meta! He actually brought the right move! That is a PogChamp. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to spam PogChamp. The man bought Seismic Toss. He said it was trash, and now he is embracing the tossing. But it's too little too late, because this Registeel has been brought really low, which means its value against Tyrantrum, neutered. It is not going to do it, as Heatran will now make its way in. We do see a Suicune switch in too, though, so this could be helpful. We don't know, this thing does have leftover, so most likely no Solar Beam. It wouldn't make sense. This could be Magma Trapping. We have seen Mitch do it before. Magma Storm plus Toxic. It could be really good against the Suicune, as we actually see Taunt come out, but it is not fast enough? Okay, so no speed investment to try and outspeed and go for Taunt against the Suicune. But it does mean that there's no setup either from the Suicune regardless, because the Crocune doesn't matter. As long as the Heatran doesn't get hit by the water move, Slowking says hello. He did the exact same thing. Future Sight and Dragon Tail. 4 switches. He's got Regenerator. It's just super tough if that Sceptile is not switched in. Registeel's brought in. He doesn't want this thing taking too many hits, because it can still resist. It's just not in It's just not in the best spot to take multiple hits. The dream would be able to take a hit and then threaten with a status move, like Toxic on this. Heatran will be switched in. Thunder Wave doesn't hurt it too much, but yeah, Toxic's too easy for Mitch there. As he does end up taking the Future Sight attack, which means it now could be in range to take a slightly higher roll on the Head Smash. Let's see what he makes a move from here, though. Diggersby does come in. Stealth Rock is set up, which means that Gamer does get a free knockoff going on, as Chestnut is going to be sent in here. We'll be taking at least one damage. Oh, he actually ends up going for Earthquake and not knockoff, so smart by the Suicunes to not take any Rocky Helmet damage. Does mean Rocky Helmet is kept on this Chestnut. Chestnut can go for the Leech Seed, unless we see, I was going to say Sceptile coming in, but instead Entei is setting to threaten this thing as Drain Punch is used, just get as much damage as possible value for the Pichu Warriors, because with these rocks not being gotten rid of, just means there's even less things coming out here for Entei to hit. Luckily, Sacred Fire does not actually hit the Spiky Shield, but Heatran will have to come in and tank the hit, and since we don't see a switch, Flash Fire is brought in. No stopping tantrums today. I'd be very surprised if that damage on Klefki earlier was not Choice Banded Entei. Diggersby will send in. We do expect... Ooh, Lava Plume doing a bunch of damage. Does get the burn. Diggersby once again neutered before it can even do anything of value. Curious to see if we're going to see a knockoff come through. As the Chestnut will come through, it makes sense to get rid of the Rocky Helmet. He just wants to keep trying to get damage on this, but the problem is he can just keep going for Drain Punch, healing up all the damage that now this burn Diggersby is doing. He's just going to stay in here. Let it happen. As spikes are actually set up. This is bad because since damage on burn was nerfed, he can set up as many spikes as he wants before basically he dies off. Maybe go for a Spiky Shield last one. If he's carrying Synthesis. I don't know if he's carrying Synthesis. No, he's carrying Leech Seed as last, so it's not possible. But yeah, he can set up as many spikes as he wants because he knows he can take the hits, and he'll die to burn eventually. Spiky Shield will come out, check the move. Psychic is used. Now, we know that it didn't look like Choice Specs damage, but we also haven't seen an item on this yet, so... Colbur Berry, Expert Belt, whatever have you. Heatran can check all the moves as knockoff is used. Well played by the Suicune. Sees that one coming. Doesn't let it happen twice. Even if it doesn't look good for Gamer, those types of moves do look good because it's promised for future series or just even future matches in this particular semifinals, where you can actually start making these types of plays and reading a little bit more. Adaptation in a best of 5, super important. Either way, though, he's taking a lot of damage from that Lava Plume, but he has gotten a fair amount down onto this Heatran. Could matter later if it comes down to a Pokemon that has to hit for not very effective damage, or for Suicune actually doing some damage to stuff. Well, I think the Heatran's done its job. It's basically made that Entei not be able to come in, but so have the hazards, so... a bit thrown off here. Lava Plume doing not a lot to the Suicune. We're probably going to see a Scald fired off here, and it does fire off indeed. Gets rid of the Heatran. Let's see what he can do from here. I'm expecting maybe Tyrantrum just come in here and start threatening a kill. I don't know if it'll kill... usually Crocoon runs full defense, so it might just, like, miss the kill by a few percentages with Head Smash. Maybe? I don't know. Chestnut can feel pretty safe here. Slowking is the super safe option because it has the Dragon Tail, and because we have all these hazards set up, Slowking's going to be getting a ton of value now all of a sudden. So probably going to go for a Future Sight into the Dragon Tail. So this type of switch, while it's smart... Oh, actually, doesn't go for Dragon Tail first. Interesting. I thought he'd go for Future Sight first, then go for the Dragon Tail. Because then, even then, if we were to see that play from the Diggersby, you can just go for Dragon Tail, and if you don't like what's getting hit by the Future Sight, switch it out, let something else take it. Knockoff will be used, takes a lot of Rocky Helmet damage, but does get rid of the Rocky Helmet nonetheless. We're probably going to see Sharpedo switched in here, or not, never mind. Ah, Flamethrower is going to be shown again, but we knew that was going to happen. But it looks like he was predicting maybe the Sharpedo to come in and take the hit, but even then Slowking can come in and take the hit. As Thunderbolt, that is a move I don't think we saw on this. So the full moveset is revealed. It was T-Bolt, so it does have coverage. We haven't seen it knocked off yet, so it could be Expert Belt. We haven't seen it hit for super effective damage yet. But nonetheless, Sceptile making his way in here. Suicune's looking a little bit better, but still not looking great. Ooh, okay, that's the fourth move we were looking for. It is Dragon Pulse, so it was double stab. Gamma and I were on the ball with that. These are 3 best of 5s today, Nick DeFowles. The last semis, and then we have the finals after this. And after a break, of course. For both teams to get ready. Depending on who will be meeting the Sock Power Sky Sharks in the finals to become a Season 4 champion. Let's see what's going to be going on here. So, it's still good for that Sharpedo to sweep. See, if Sharpedo is brought in here without the Beedrill, that definitely sounds to me that it is Mega Sharpedo. It also makes the most sense because it's the strongest option for him to go for a Hyper Carry in the late game. Beedrill is for Ivan. Sharpedo is for the rest. So now, my question is... Oh my goodness, did I just rip... Oh my god, did I just rip my shirt? Damn! Did I actually rip my shirt right down the back? No way. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Oh. I almost went Hulk on my dress shirt. Damn. That's not because of bulk. That's because of muscular bulk, ladies and gentlemen. I actually can't tell. I can't feel a hole, but I heard something rip. Either way, Sharpedo will make its way in. Can go for the speed boost. Might know that he can basically win from here because with all the hazards, Entei is dead, so he has to reveal a water move or not. Doesn't have to reveal coverage. Nick DeFowles, this is the second set of 3. But this is game number 3. 1-1 in the series right now. Yeah, at this point, I think he can just sweep from here. As long as nothing misses, he kills this off. Entei dies to hazards. Registeel is weakened and will die to hazards plus a hit of any type. And then Suicune is the only thing left to take a hit. And because we're looking at Strongjaw, it's looking like game over in game number 3 as Pichu Warriors looking to make this a quick one here. Has to be like a crit here. Crit would have killed, but it didn't happen. Still not revealing the full moveset. As Registeel will be the last to fall. GG. Mitchie sending out the Tyrantrum? Okay. Maybe he wants to kill it with the head smash to show that, yeah, by the way, you're not resisting this. And there it is. Well played by Mitch. Actually, well played by Gamer too. I felt like he did a lot in that particular match. But... third set of match 2. What the hell? This is the second series of the night. What are you talking about? We're not going to do any victory music. Clearly, it's just going to get me in trouble here. Maybe? Actually, you know what I could do? I'm silly. Let's test something. You guys ready for this? Let's see if this happens. Let's see if things change. Things have changed. Wait for it. Fuck are you? Did it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Shh. Ready? Ready? Prepare for it. Nope. It's borked. That's fine. What I could do is actually keep this music going and then just play music through other playlists. I am a god at innovation. Let's get looking at the teams, though. Game number 3 looked better for Gamer, but it doesn't look enough. I think Mitchie just has too much of a lockdown with his defensive core. The Slow King is never going to get answered if that Sceptile is never going to safely get in there. And, I mean, he's got so many Pokemon built around it, it doesn't matter. As much as it looks a good switch for him to come into the playoffs with, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to get him out of the semis. But there were moments of brilliance. I think actually dropping the Hawlucha was very smart because unless it's going to get the kick on Heatran, it's not going to work. And yeah, the Unburden would be great, but I mean, Mitch is just playing around it way too well. He's just not going to have... He may not have the game sense to be able to make this work in this particular situation. But there's still some surprises. There's still some things he can bring out. We haven't seen the Moltres yet, if he can even use it. I don't think he can. I maybe even consider... I mean, Suicune is getting nothing done. I really think you listen to Gamma. I am calling Stunfisk. I want our Lord and Savior Stunfisk to show up to that Slow King, drop a Thunder on it, not even Discharge, not Thunderbolt, I want a Thunder. I want him to build that with Thunder to just literally wreck the crap out of that Slowking. Because he cannot break through it. I don't know what else to suggest. I really don't know what else he could do, so... It's tough to call. Ivan may have left. I'll see what goes on in game number 4, though. I mean, I'm really concerned for Gamer because I don't want him to tilt from this. This is definitely a good showing from him, and honestly, you don't want to be that guy that has to go up against Mitch, especially when you're looking at what you would have to go through after beating Mitch. So, you know, it's kind of like getting over this hurdle is the hardest goal, but nonetheless, I still think it's possible. I really think that Stunfisk could actually do some stuff here. If it's carrying Earth Power and Thunderbolt, it covers a lot of what Mitch is bringing, other than like Sharpedo just coming in and threatening it. But if it has more speed than that Slowking, it's pretty good. Get a pizza, Nick DeFal. Make it easy for yourself. Let's get into game number 4, though. 2-1 so far. Even freaking... Wow, it doesn't even matter on the player. It's just Streamlabs. Look at that. Wow, I don't know then. It's literally Streamlabs because I'm using YouTube now for music. That's not good. Either way, great. Oh, God. Anyways. Heatran! Hey, we need to switch sides because they're not on the right side. There we go. We see the Heatran come in as the Thunder Wave is going to be fired out on the Heatran. Gamer making better plays. He's just got to keep calm here and just keep carrying on. Ments will come through as the Heatran does get Parahaxed. We do know that that famous Hax could be coming out here against Mitch in the playoffs. It does happen to show up at the worst times possible for him, but... Mind games and hacks. Welcome to Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen. You could very well do it and win off of that. Shoutouts to Ivan Game for Season 2. Earthquake will go through as the chest dot feels very safe coming in. It does have Rocky Helmet as well, so even if he had gone for any type of other physical attack, he would have taken the damage back. Leech Seed comes through, basically stops this Salamence from ever staying in forever and sweeping. Mew comes in as we actually have +2 set up here, so he wants to do as much damage as possible to this Mew. I expect this Mew to be able to take a +2 hit. Draconium Z, though, could say otherwise. This could be the thing that flies out. Maybe Mitch doubles into the Heatran and just bait out the Z Crystal, so he doesn't take as much damage on one of his Pokemon. Could very well be the thing. Let's see what ends up going on here. It is the Draconium Z fired off on the Mew, and the Mew is gone. Nice by Gamer. Does get that. So he's in a good spot right now. He outspeeds the Sharpedo if he tries to set up. Chestnut, though, +3. He could probably still take one hit, go for the Spiky Shield and get him. Predicts it, though. There's the Gamer we wanted to see. Now he's starting to read a little more. Maybe see the double, try and get more damage down. Mitch might have to at this point, but he's just going to end up tanking it. Rocky Helmet wasn't knocked off, though, so he can just go for as much damage as possible. Stop the tyranny of this Salamence. Now, the worst part here is he knows he can go for Spiky Shield again, and Gamer's basically forced to either DD or go for the hit. And honestly, yeah, you can just go for the Drain Punch. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Had to predict that type of play. Didn't happen. The attack did make sense, but even losing Chestnut there just meant that Rocky Helmet would have brought it down to a point where Leech Seed would have killed it off from there as well. Makes him kind of switch. Either way, he had control over that Salamence. Wasn't going to do anything. The Moltres does actually come out with the Slurpuff, so I just noticed that as I was fixing the audio. Heatran does wallet as Diggersby is going to come in. The rocks are set up, which means that Moltres is not going to be coming in very often. Good to see you, Frank. I like Friend Rice. Friend Rice sounds better than Fried Rice. Knockoff will come through. Gets rid of the Rocky Helmet, although we do know this is a banded Diggersby, so it's not even going to be doing that much. Free Leech Seed is free. Question is, what's free? Which one is free? This is going to be Suicune. It's going to come in. That's actually a lot of HP as we actually see the Drain Punch come out instead. Maybe Mitch thinking that he's going to stay in. If he had put John Leech Seed on this Suicune, he would have healed a lot off this. Rest comes through. What? What? Oh, God. Alright, well, that's going to be a fair amount of healing for him. Considering that the most he can do is try and set up, but this is how you let Mitch set up for free. Considering the Suicune can't do anything about it, I don't know what he's planning for here, but he got double rest. That's basically over. Here he goes. He goes for the Calm Mind, but 3 layers of spikes are easy for him. He knows he can tank it up. He's gotten all his health back. The best he can do is try and get the burn here, but it's really not going to own him anything. Slowking comes in. It's... Oh my god. Okay, it's +1. I thought it had a lot more set for some reason, but the Slowking is still unhandled, and he got rid of Sceptile. I don't know. Went the other direction. I think the Sceptile would have been okay to keep on the team, bringing in something like Slurpuff, but losing your Sceptile when you can't threaten with Leech Seed. Cool gets the burn. Dragon Tail. Rocks with 3 layers of spikes. Not going to hurt this as much, but rocks are still going to do this Pokemon in nonetheless. U-turn will come through on the Heatran. I mean, the worst part about this is, with making these switches, I think Gamer actually dug himself a larger hole, because now Mitch has even easier counters to take on the side of the Suicunes. Is going to be a Chestnut coming in. Earthquake comes through. It looks like he's basically out of options. With all these hazards set up and nothing to kill them off, he's basically looking at defeat at this point. Unfortunate for Gamer, it does look really bad, though. The Sharpedo's not even threatened, nothing touched. No hazards. I've noticed that really hazards have not been fairly prevalent on the side against the Pidgeotters. He knows that they have that Defog Mew. I think that Mew is really MVP from allowing this type of team to work. Toxic will be fired off. But how long will this work for? That Drain Punch is doing a fair amount to the Registeel. Heatran will come in. Sizotoss will be used. He doesn't care. He's got Lava Plume. Bring this thing low so that if Tyrantrum's even needed, he gets that value out of it. Although, Slurpuff in the end could still do it. He just needs to get damage on the Slowking. He can actually win if he gets this thing low enough to die to Slurpuff. So, like, if he does actually score this, Slurpuff can technically outspeed with Unburden and win the game from here. So it's possible. This is still possible for him. Unless that Sharpedo tries to go for a +2 speed boost with a double protect, that's possible too. I think he has to go for it though. And here we go. He will outspeed. He can go for the Skull, so it's not over, ladies and gentlemen. Slurpuff can still be the MVP as long as that Slowking is damaged. Unfortunately, though, he has nothing to damage it. So if he had actually brought, in my opinion, not the Moltres and had kept the Sceptile, it would have put enough pressure down to maybe just get enough damage going where he could get that Slurpuff set up to easy win, because that Sceptile can also go for Earthquake to threaten their Heatran. Let's see if he can do this with this. Scores the rest. Leech Seed will come through. Doesn't matter. The best part is, Toxic going to be slightly offset by this Leech Seed. You can just easily switch back into the Slowking. He's going to take no damage. That's the worst problem right now is, because he can't threaten this thing out, now he's got Leech Seed on him, he's not even going to be able to push this thing out even more. The burn's going to be nothing because Leech Seed until the Dragon Tail comes through. So, man, it actually makes me think what would happen if Suicune plus Thingamadig, or sorry, Sceptile plus Slurpuff. The S team. Skull will come through. Still doing nothing, just to let you guys know. In case you're just not, if you're not watching home and just listening, ladies and gentlemen, Skull is still doing nothing to a Slowking. And at this point, I feel like it's just too late. He can try and do his best. He can keep hoping for those misses. Actually, Skull comes through predicting the switch maybe from the side of Mitch. Gets the burn to boot. Future sight damage. Nullify that leftovers. Leech Seed. The Suicune looks like the hero standing against the 300. He is the man who just wants to take the hits for the rest of the team. He is the heart and soul of what is left for the hopes of the Sarasota Suicunes. And he'll stand here amongst the spikes, the rocks, the seeds, the boosts, the tails. And he'll be switched out instantly because of Dragon Tail. GG OK. So Slurpuff is forced in. This is not the time you want this forced in. 88% is not enough to go for a Belly Drum because guess what? Can't go for Dragon Tail. Scald will kill after that. Well, another thing here is if Slurpuff switched back in, Unburden is popped before Dragon Tail is, or Belly Drum is, and that's the best he can do. He can go for the Belly Drum, Gets a citrus berry. Maybe he lives. Oh my god, he... Oh no! There's just nothing, ladies and gentlemen. It looked good. I forgot the future sight was set up. I know he has the future sight. Just forgot it was actually set up. And that's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, your second finalist locking us in to the ProPokeBowl Season 4 Finals. GG, the Pichu Warriors will challenge the Sock-powered Sky Sharks for that championship title. It looked okay. There were moments of brilliance from Gamer. It's not enough. And I mean, you're comparing the experience, right? You want to compare the experience between the two players. Not that bad. And shoved into a position that you don't want to be in. To handle a team like this, it's very difficult. I think Gamer put on the best show he possibly could. So GG to Gamer. Semi-finalist along with Ivan. I think it's the closest we could have expected, all things considered. There we go. Mitch actually broke semis. I know, Diego. His curse is lifted. Let's actually open up Showdown here. Or not Showdown, Challenge. Ah. There it is. Uh-huh. Oh, really? I have to end the group stage to get... Oh, my God. Click the end group stage. Let's start the finals, ladies and gentlemen. It will be seed number 1 against seed number 3 in the ProPokeBowl Season 4. We will be taking a short break. Make it a short, extended break. When we come back, we'll see who's going to be becoming the Season 4 champion. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This audio will not be fixed. We'll be doing our best with the audio. I apologize. It's the best we could do. What else would you expect from a ProPokeNoob stream with a baked potato and a dream that gets crushed every single time? Anyways, we'll see you in a few minutes, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Get hyped! Fuck me. Hey guys, look, here's the timer. If you guys would like to look it up, it's Google Timer, ladies and gentlemen. You can do that. And then what you do is you click Control and Alt, and you shape it. Oh, behind the scenes action on twitch.tv/ProPokeNoob. Oh. Oh. Okay, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 4 Finals. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. It's time to see who is going to be walking home with... Wow. I have to type all this up. We'll be seeing who will be walking home with the ProPokeBowl Championship for Season 4. Will it be the Sock Power Sky Sharks, Team Oxum, or will it be the Pichu Warriors in Team Mitch? Both look like very viable situations here. Both of them have a very strong standing for themselves. Honestly, it's really going to come down to how both of them play this out. Because it goes either way. It actually really goes either way. I think that Mitch technically has more setup, can actually handle the aggression. His defensive core is a little bit stronger. He can do a lot more with it. But this also depends on the fact it's very similar to what we saw with Ivan. Can he actually take the hits? Can he actually set up and be okay with this? Like, does he have enough time to set up the hyper carry in the late game? Is he going to put that Tyrantron to more use? Like, there's a lot of questions that come out of this. And Gamer did answer some of our questions with the builds that we're going to be seeing, but it did seem extremely defensive for the side of Mitch. And I mean, for the Pichu Warriors, this is the way that they've won against most people anyways. You don't screw around, and I mean, you look kind of foolish when you're trying to attack into his defense and you're doing no damage, and just so much sustainability. Ox might have enough power to blast through the walls. It could be something as simple as that, so... Let's see what's actually going to be happening, though, because it does all matter in the battle. It doesn't just matter that we can say that it's happening. Let's see if they can actually show it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the finals. This is the last match of the Season 4 ProPokeBowl. I am super sad, but I want all of your hype, as we are going to be getting into what will be, not even going to prove to be, it will be. Anyways, what will be probably the match you want to expect from this tournament. It will be the Sock Power Sky Sharks on the close side. Pichu Warriors on the far side. Let's take a look at what's actually going on here. We actually see Talonflame coming out here. I'm surprised what it's going to be used for, but we see the likes of the Tyrantron versus the Keldeo. Actually, the Keldeo coming out this time, so there's a couple of different Pokemon coming out here to handle the Pichu Warriors. Got to see if this Keldeo would be Scarfed. Otherwise, I don't think they'd be so confident leading this, but it does outspeed the majority of the team. We also see on the other side, we do see a Deblade and the Serena making its appearance coming in here. So you didn't actually get to scout to see what Serena is, so... what can we see coming out of this? I think really it's going to come down to the momentum here. If Mitch actually gets enough time to set up on the side of the Sky Sharks, they have Defog on the Gligar, so they will actually have a fairly solid answer in stopping it. Plus, Gligar can make a lot of good switches into all of this stuff, so that's going to be pretty important for the Sky Sharks to maintain the offensive and just keep ramming their faces in. Eventually, something's going to have to fall. And no Slowking is being brought to this match, which means no Regenerator BS that's going to be managing the damage. It's not going to matter for the most part. Gligar will be the switch as Deblade has also made a switch, and Deblade cannot stay in. We know there's a knockoff and an Earthquake waiting for it. So now we're probably going to see a double switch. Something is going to get knocked off, and that's going to have to be Mitch's decision what's going to happen here. It makes the most sense for the moves. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are making double Nubits tonight. This is your last opportunity to support your finalists, whether you want to support a team that is in the finals or not. Support will be closed after the conclusion, of this series. Set, whatever Marie wants to call it. It's a series. Here we go. Knockoff will be used on the Mew. Leftovers are gone. So Mew is going to be a little bit more fragile here, but it looks like he's just going to try and threaten with the Will-O-Wisp from the Mew. Try and get something. I do expect maybe Talonflame to come in here, knowing that the moveset on Mew did not look too threatening, but if it does take damage, it does lose Gale Wings, and Gale Wings could be important for the likes of handling that Sharpedo. So, bit of a tough decision here, but Thunderous Tea will be the Pokemon that does come in. It is not a physically attacking Pokemon, so this little chip damage, again, nerfed in Gen 7, so this plus Life Orb is not going to be doing a bunch of damage, which is fantastic for him. So this is good for Ox, gets the free switch in here, does neuter the Mew a bit. The rate's supposed to be at 2 per Nictophile. You are making it, it's just a video extension. Everything is broken on my channel. I have no idea what the hell's going on. It is working, trust me, you are making new bits in the back. You should be making new bits. I'll double check though, who knows. Either way, the Gligar does come in as the Head Smash does come through. It does a lot of damage with that crit, but without the crit, not going to be able to kill the Sky Shark. So, or Sky Snake, sorry. Really? Yeah, you're making 2 a minute. Head Smash ends up missing as the Roost does come through. Unfortunate for Mitch. Would have been a lot of pressure, but it probably wouldn't have killed. Just look at the crit, would have been about 38-39%. So, that's a thing. Either way, the knockoff is going to be used onto the Mew. The Mew makes the most sense. So this is similar to the Mantine that Ivan was using. Basically, you switch this thing in to take it. It's bulky enough. It also has a recovery move in Soft Boiled, so it's not going to be actually worrying about taking too much damage to heal it all off. And this is basically the B Pokemon that's going to be switching in. I'm going to track your points for me to see if it's working. It should be working. Either way, we do see the Side Stocks come through as the Thunderous Tea does come in. Takes a lot of damage, plus the burn, plus the Life Orb. It's just going to wear this thing down. We did see with that damage on the Tyrantrum, though, it's quite nice, because it does bring it lower and lower to anything being able to take it out. Really, that type of chip damage can matter, depending on what Pokemon you're left with, is what I'd usually say, but it is the Sky Sharks. They have a lot of damage, as he lives the Thunderbolt barely, and ends up getting a Soft Boiled off. So, good for Mitch. But this one should kill, but it does mean a lot of damage being left onto this Thunderous Tea. I don't know if he has anything to stall out. He does have the Deblade to come in, so if Mew is sacked here, the Shadow Sneak will basically guarantee that this Thunderous is dead. Thank you, Dictafile. I do appreciate it. I really don't know. Streamlabs seems to be broken in general. Whatever's going on with it, I have no idea. Between my player and it seems to be the bot, everything is bugging out. So, I apologize. Really wish I could give you guys a better tournament. But, them's the breaks. Nonetheless, the Thunderbolt does come down. Does a fair amount of damage to the Serena. Not sure what the Serena wants to do. Not even sure why it's coming out, to be honest. I don't know if it's carrying something that would be useful here, or what it's going to actually be doing. Is it Scarfed? He does make the switch into Gligar. What did he go for? He did go for the knockoff, so confidently going for the knockoff makes me think that it's Scarfed. But nonetheless, this Mew is going to come back in, can go for the Soft Boiled, isn't worried about what this Gligar could do. The funny thing is, this Gligar isn't carrying any status, because if it had Toxic, this would be a time to drop it because he does have immunity, which means he's not going to take it back. Let's see, Sky Shark's being pressured a bit here because they can't get as much work done. The Weavile will make the move in. Soft Boiled does come through, Mitch not wanting to make that risk. But, I mean, he could have gone for the Will-O-Wisp unless he was worried about something else coming in. So, they do end up slipping in there. Let's see. So, he has to worry about knockoff again. He might just leave this in. Ah, he gets faked out. He does leave this in to be fodder, but that is arguably unnecessary recoil from the Life Orb because what was that going to accomplish? That's not going to do anything to anybody. Serena has Queenly Majesty, which prevents priority attacks. So, you could even switch that into check it, but, I mean, the most logical attack there would have been knockoff or Icicle Crash. Probably knockoff, because you'd expect that, yeah, it's going to be taking the hit, and it's a two-shot, and I think you just actually wasted 10% HP, and Will-O-Wisp comes through. Weavile's crippled. I don't know. I really don't know Unless they knew some type of damage that knockoff or that fake out plus knockoff was going to do, then yes, that makes more sense. But that damage right there did not make any value off. And now Mew could just stay in here, get its job done. If something silly comes out, he can go for softball, heal himself up, because again, it's always the safest play. And he doesn't have to worry about getting knocked off anymore. This thing is weakened, as Heatran's actually going to make its way in onto the knockoff. So he's going to lose his leftovers, but in exchange for, I guess, keeping this Mew alive to heal it for later. Maybe to handle, I guess, to handle the Gligar. I don't know. He's got stuff to handle Gligar, so probably just wants to get the extra value off here. Does get the Stealth Rock off, as the Keldeo does make its way in. Definitely preserving as much as Mitch can. Pichu Warriors relying on that defense. Again, once the defense falls, if the defense can't keep itself healthy, that's when Stock Power Sky Sharks start sweeping through. Same thing on the other side, though. Mitch is not necessarily having to get through defense, but he just has to set up on Oxum, and she's basically toast, but he has to get there. And it's tough when she has Defog still on her team. She still has a lot of fast Pokemon. She still has priority. A lot of things can still stop this sweep. And the best part for Pichu Warriors right now is that Defog on Mew is actually important. That's why he's keeping it, because once that Defog comes through, or not that Defog, once that Defog cannot come through, rocks start hurting, especially when he needs to keep sustainability. He doesn't want anything to go for a Swords Dance, or a Nasty Plot, or anything like that. We still haven't seen a lot of the moves. We haven't seen the full moveset on Talonflame. We haven't seen the full moveset on Thundurus, I don't think. We haven't even seen what this Horse Shark wants to do, so it gets deadly. Serena is going to make the play-in. Scald does come through. Let's see if he gets the burn. He doesn't. Unfortunate for the Sky Sharks. Luckily for the Pichu Warriors, can threaten with Trop Kick here. Trop Kick does drop attack 100% of the time. And I believe it's a base 70 attack. It's not bad. But, of course, that's if you want to lower the attack. You do have Power Whip, I believe. I believe Power Whip is a move on this. Gligar is going to make its way in, as Power Up is going to show up, and my god, Gligar looks like butter right now from that attack. The fact that I think he keeps going for these attacks on really fast Pokemon does confirm to me that this thing is Scarfed. But that also makes me think that Keldeo is not Scarfed if Oxum is not using it to outspeed the Serena. Very interesting, actually. That's good information for the Pichu Warriors, because that means that this Serena is going to get in there pretty freely. And hey, you know what? What beats a bunch of Life Orbs? A Scarf. And if it's something that can kill stuff, it's going to be good. The Gligar is taken out, which means those rocks remain. And because Heatran's also alive, even if he had gone for the, Oxum had gone for the Defog, she's still going to get rocked on, because that Heatran can come in pretty much. Weavile's making its way in. I don't know what it wants to do. Perhaps they really want to check. It's Scarf. We know it is because the way he's been playing it. Priority does nothing to Serena unless they want to check to see if it's having... What's its other ability? Leaf Guard? Sweet Veil? It's not happening. It's Queenly Majesty. Let's see, though. At this point, if he has Scarf, he can just keep spamming Power Whip. It's so much damage, it doesn't matter. And now that something is not switching into Threaten It... Actually, these rocks being kept out there also means that Talonflame no longer has priority. I think Mitch has actually set himself up here for success with Sharpedo, if needed. Right now, he's looking really strong. Sky Sharks they're both pretty much going down in the pool here. 90 seconds for the Pichu Warriors, 120 seconds for the Sky Sharks. They're both using as much time as they can here to think this out. Right now, Pichu Warriors are in control. They have not fallen to the aggression. He has the bulk to do it. What a story it has been for both of these players throughout the entire season. Only to come down to this point to see the amount of calculation that has to come out with plays. We do actually see the Thundurus Therian sacked off here. But if that's going to happen, you've, again, wasted damage on Weavile. There's a lot of wasting here, in my opinion. Doesn't feel the strongest from the performance of Oxum & Co. here. Now, we're going to see if this thing's Scarfed. If Keldeo is Scarfed, it will outspeed this Serena, which would confirm that we have also been seeing the Scarf Serena. Unless Mitch has been faking this really well, I'm fairly certain that he's playing this as Scarf, because otherwise he wouldn't be risking something that basically walls Weavile. And if it does have the ability to do it, it has high jump kick. Weavile is dead in its Life Orb. And this trade was made before the playoffs, so Mitch actually grabbed this right in time to be ready if the Sky Sharks did make it through, and here we are. Maybe roadblocks don't stop the Sky Sharks. Maybe draining the pool does, and Serena is that drain right now. it's really stopping. And it does actually mean it looks like that Keldeo is scarfed. But I'm surprised he didn't go for that attack before. Doesn't show Icy Wind, though, so maybe he's not carrying Icy Wind, maybe not carrying the ice coverage. The Blade can come in now. We'll check to see if the Keldeo is scarfed, and if that's scarfed, that means the Serena for sure has to be scarfed. We're still in that assumption. I feel like it is. I don't think he would play it any other way. Mitch doesn't make that many fakes with his movesets. It's very much a philosophy, and this makes sense. Play what makes sense, right? Predict based on the stuff you have and what makes sense. You build to the strengths of your team. You don't build necessarily to always just counter, right? Although some people can get away with it, like Ivan, like Gamer did, right? These types of things can work at times, but there are situations where you just literally take your stream and go, yeah, this team's super strong. I'm just going to play exactly what I have. There's no reason to overpredict. There's no reason to make these weird berry plays. Shadow Sneak takes out the Talonflame, and this is Pichu Warriors off to a great start in the finals, looking for that championship title. Diancie coming through. It is 5-3 right now. Diancie can try. It's not enough. Ironhead should be flying through. ×4. That's like 5 billion% damage dealt to a big girl. Actually, it's a small girl in a big dress. But nonetheless, Keldeo can come in. The damage has been done. Scarfed is good. Serena's also down, which means that you can get some value out of Weavile. I just don't think it's enough right now. Shadow Sneak doing a fair amount to this. I was like, how did it outspeed? What the hell? But Keldeo, don't think he could do enough here with that amount of damage being done. Probably Tyrantrum can come in on the Skull, knowing that this Keldeo is scarfed, and then basically just threaten with Head Smash. Even with Burn, it gets enough damage down to where Sharpedo can sweep it up. So this is just Pichu Warriors. Still not having to reveal that final move on Sharpedo yet. Unless he does it right here. Is he going to reveal that he's carrying Liquidation? Because he's used Crunch and Ice Fang. What is he actually going to go for? Earthquake! So there is no water move on the Sharpedo, but doesn't care about the burn. He knows he has the damage. Actually goes for the Protect to get the +2 speed to outspeed the Scarf that is on this Keldeo. He will go for that Earthquake to finish the job. No, honestly, that's what I wanted to see coming out of these guys. That is awesome. It's cool listening to half music. Sometimes you'll get a network error. It's just a thing that happens. Again, that's actually Showdown. That's not me. Thank God. Alright. Assuming that Tyrantrum is scarfed. I think Mitch double scarf. And I mean, honestly, I like it. I think double scarf makes the most sense here. He's done an amazing job in just thinking, like, again, what beats the offense? Have your offense outspeed it, right? We keep talking about how Oxum's team is so fast, but she's not carrying it, other than the Keldeo being scarfed. If you bring one extra scarfer, who cares? You have the power. And again, his defense, Mitch's defense for the Pichu Warriors is just too much compared to the other, waffle-thin teams comps that we've seen. And, you look at the bulk and you go, well, yeah, a lot of people have bulk. You think about Koma's team. He's going to be okay to be able to just